Morning, everyone. I hope you are able to listen to me now. Okay, very good morning. So, welcome to everyone for this second day of 2 days national level webinar FTP. And as same as yesterday, I'm just hosting this event, and also that today's session I'll be handling for you all, wherein we'll be speaking about the online guesses and etiquettes, and also we'll also speak about how we actually handle the video lectures in online classes and everything. So before we just start with this, so I request Dr. C.S. Honnegowda, Head of Department of English from JSS College, Gundlupet, to welcome the gathering. So please welcome the gathering, sir. Mute, take it easy.
Is it audible, Ullas? Good morning to all. At the outset, through offering my humble pranams to the Guru Parampara of Sri Kshetra Sutturmat, I offer my humble pranams on the lotus feet of His Holiness Jagadguru Dr. Sri Shivaratri Rajendra Mahaswamiji, the founder of the esteemed educational institution JSS Mahavidyapita. And I offer my heartfelt, respectful, and humble pranams on the lotus feet of the great visionary and our guiding spirit, His Holiness Jagadguru Sri Shivaratri Deshikendra Mahaswamiji, the present pontiff of Sri Kshetra Sutturmat. Now, I can take pride to extend my sincere welcome to our beloved Sir, Professor Morabada Mallikarjuna, the Director, College Education Division at JSS Mahavidyapita, who has been lending his intellectual support to meet the vision and mission concept of our esteemed institution through organizing these kinds of proactive activities. Welcome you, sir. In the same way, it is my privilege to extend my lovely welcome to Shri B. Niranjanamurthy, Assistant Director, College Education Division, JSS Mahavidyapita, whose encouragement in organizing today's webinar is indeed appreciable. I welcome you, sir. It gives me an immense pleasure to extend my warm welcome to Dr. H.S. Nagendraswamy, Professor of Computer Science, University of Mysuru. Dr. Nagendraswamy's motivational guidance in organizing the webinar in our college is really noteworthy. At present, he has been rendering his service in the Department of Studies and Research in Computer Science at the University of Mysuru. As an experienced professor, he has delivered a special lectures for the students of BTech courses at Hongkai University of China, Moscow State University, Russia, and also he has presented very needful papers in the various national, international, and state level seminars, conferences, workshops, symposiums, etc. Sir has also been nominated by the University of Mysuru as a member of governing council of our college, and also our another college, JSS College for Women at Mysuru, Saint Philomena's College, Karnataka State Open University, and CIST Mysuru, etc. Sir's contribution as a writer, as a teacher, as a publisher is indeed remarkable. I welcome you, sir. Then, now it is my pleasure to extend my hearty welcome to my young friend, Mr. Ullas, the resource person of today's National FDP webinar and the founder and managing director of an active educational organization, Diksoochi at Mysuru. Mr. Ullas himself has already been proved that he is an active volunteer in delivering very suggestive and informative, resourceful information through creating relevant platform to organize webinars to make the online classes more effective. Welcome you, my dear young friend, Mr. Ullas. Thus, I extend my heartfelt welcome to our principal, Dr. N. Mahadevaswamy, organizing secretary, Mr. M.J. Prakash, Mr. Mariswamy, IQSC coordinator of our college, and my dear colleagues of all departments of our college and non-teaching staff members. And above all, I extend my hearty welcome to my dear participant teachers of different faculties for being with us to make the webinar a grand success. Thank you all for accepting our kind invitation. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much, sir. So now we have our guest of honor for today, and we'll be having a small introductory speech that will be given by Professor Morabada Mallikarjuna, sir, who is the director of College Education Division of JSS Mahavidyapita. So we will be very happy to listen to you, sir. So this session is for you, sir. Please start, sir.
ಪೂಜ್ಯರ ಪಾದಾರವಿಂದಗಳಿಗೆ ಶರಣಾರ್ಥಿಗಳನ್ನ ಸಮರ್ಪಿಸಿ, ಈ ದಿನ ನಮ್ಮ ಗುಂಡ್ಲುಪೇಟೆ JSS ಕಾಲೇಜು ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಏರ್ಪಡಿಸಲಾಗಿರುವ ಅಂತರ್ಜಾಲ ವಿಷಯ ಸಿದ್ಧತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಪರಿಣಾಮಕಾರಿ ಮಂಡನೆ ಈ ವಿಷಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತ ಈ ವೆಬಿನಾರ್ ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣದ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಆಗಮಿಸಿರುವಂತ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ HS ನಾಗೇಂದ್ರಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರೇ, ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರೇ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕ ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ, ನಿಜವಾಗಿಯೂ ಒಂದು ಸಂದಿಗ್ಧ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇಂತಹ COVID-19 ವಿಷಮ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ತನ್ನ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಬೇಕು, ಹೇಗೆ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಿದರೆ ನಿಜವಾಗಿಯೂ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳನ್ನ ನಂಬಿಕೊಂಡು ಆಶ್ರಯಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಂತ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಅವರ ಭವಿಷ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತಹ ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಸವಾಲು ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಕಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇದೆ. ಇಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರು, ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕರು ಅಂತರ್ಜಾಲದ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾದಂತಹ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನ, ತಲುಪಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾದಂತಹ ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ಪರಿಣಾಮಕಾರಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೇಗೆ ತಲುಪಿಸಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಈ ಪೂರ್ವ ಸಿದ್ಧತೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ನಾವು ಗಮನಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾದಂತ ಮತ್ತು ಶ್ಲಾಘಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾದಂತ ಸಂದರ್ಭ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಿನ್ನೆಯ ದಿನ ಈ ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣದ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆಯ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ JSS ಮಹಾವಿದ್ಯಾಪೀಠದ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಾಹಕ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಗಳಾದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ CG ಬೆಟ್ಸೂರ್ಮಠ್ ಅವರು ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಈ ಅಂತರ್ಜಾಲ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಬಂದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ DS ಗುರು ಅವರು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದಂತ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನ ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪಿಸೋದ್ರ ಮೂಲಕ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಾದ ಶ್ರೀ ಭರತ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರು ಈ ಅಂತರ್ಜಾಲ ವಿಷಯ ಸಿದ್ಧತೆಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಬಗೆಯ ಪರಿಣಾಮಕಾರಿ ಅಂಶಗಳನ್ನು ಗಮನಿಸಬೇಕಾದ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನನಗೆ ನಿನ್ನೆ ದಿನ ಗುರು ಅವರು ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪಿಸುವಾಗ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯ ತುಂಬಾ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತು. ಅವರು ಗುರುಕುಲ ಮತ್ತು ಶಿಷ್ಯ ಕುಲದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪಿಸಿದ್ರು. ಗುರುಕುಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಗುರು ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿದ್ರು, ಶಿಷ್ಯ ಕುಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಷ್ಯ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಶಿಷ್ಯರು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಷ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ಗುರುಗಳನ್ನ ಹತ್ತಿರಕ್ಕೆ ತರುವ ಒಂದು ಸುವರ್ಣ ಸೇತುವೆಯಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಅಂಶವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪಿಸಿದ್ರು. ಅದು ನಿಜ ಕೂಡ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟರವರೆಗೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾಂಪ್ರದಾಯಿಕ ಬೋಧನಾ ಕ್ರಮವನ್ನ ಅನುಸರಿಸಿ ನಾವು ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುವಂತ ವಿಷಯವನ್ನ ಅವರಿಗೆ ತಲುಪಿಸೋ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಈ COVID-19 ವಿಷಮ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಮುಖಾಮುಖಿ ಆಗುವ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹೀಗಿರುವಾಗ ನಾವು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಸಂವಹನವನ್ನ ಸಾಧಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರಧಾನವಾದದ್ದೇ. ಆಗ ಅವರು ಈ ಅಂತರ್ಜಾಲದ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಸಂವಹನವನ್ನು ಸಾಧಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಅತ್ಯುತ್ತಮ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಮತ್ತು ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯವಾದ ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಅಂಶವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪಿಸಿದ್ರು. ಆದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಅವರು ಆ ವಿಷಯವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪಿಸುವಾಗ, ಸರಿ, ನಾವು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ತರಗತಿಯಲ್ಲೂ ಸಂವಹನ ಸಾಧಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಈಗ ಅಂತರ್ಜಾಲದ ಮೂಲಕವೂ ಕೂಡ ಸಂವಹನ ಸಾಧಿಸುವಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈ ಸಂವಹನ ಒಂದರಿಂದನೇ ನಾವು ಕಲಿಕೆಯ ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆಯನ್ನ ಪರಿಣಾಮಕಾರಿಯಾಗಿ ಮುಂದುವರ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತು. ಆದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ನಮ್ಮ ತರಗತಿಯ ಬೋಧನಾ ಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿದಕ್ಕೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮವಾದ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇದೆಯೇನು ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನ ನಾನು ಒಂದು ತಮಾಷೆಯ ಪ್ರಸಂಗದ ಮೂಲಕ ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ತರಗತಿಯ ಬೋಧನೆ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಈ ತಾಯಿ ಬೆಕ್ಕು ಮತ್ತು ಮರಿ ಬೆಕ್ಕಿನ ಸಂಬಂಧದ ಹಾಗೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಅಂತರ್ಜಾಲದ ಸಂವಹನದ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ತಾಯಿ ಕೋತಿ ಮರಿ ಕೋತಿಯ ಸಂಬಂಧದ ಹಾಗೆ. ಏನು ಈ ಎರಡರ ಮಧ್ಯದ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಏನು? ತಾಯಿ ಬೆಕ್ಕು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ತನ್ನ ಮರಿಯನ್ನ ತನ್ನ ಕಣ್ಗಾವಲಿನಲ್ಲೇ ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕು, ಹೇಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಸುರಕ್ಷಿತವಾಗಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಅದನ್ನ ಸುರಕ್ಷಿತವಾಗಿರುವ ಹಾಗೆ ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ ತಾನಾಗೇ ಮುಂದೆ ಬಂದು ಆ ಮರಿ ಬೆಕ್ಕನ್ನ ಸುರಕ್ಷಿತವಾದ ತಾಣಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಂಡೊಯ್ಯುವಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ತರಗತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಬೋಧನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳನ್ನ ಗಮನಿಸ್ತಾ ಅವರನ್ನ ತಿದ್ದುವ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೇವೆ. ಅರೆ ಈ ಅಂತರ್ಜಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಈ ತಾಯಿ ಕೋತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಮರಿ ಕೋತಿಯ ಹಾಗೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತಾಯಿ ಕೋತಿ ತನ್ನ ಪಾಡಿಗೆ ತಾನು ಓಡಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ತನ್ನ ಪಾಡಿಗೆ ತಾನು ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗೋ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಮರಿ ಕೋತಿ ತಾಯಿ ಕೋತಿ ಹೋಗೋದನ್ನ ಗಮನಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ತಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಅನುಸರಿಸೋ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ತಾನೇ ಓಡಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತ ತಾಯಿಯ ಹಿಂದೆ ಓಡಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಅವಚಿಕೊಂಡು ತಾಯಿಯೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮುಂದುವರಿಯುವಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಅಂತರ್ಜಾಲದ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಗುರು ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ, ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳ ಆಸಕ್ತಿಯೇ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳ ತೋರಿಸುವಂತ ಬದ್ಧತೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವರು ಈ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮವಾದ ಗಮನ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಇದರ ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ. ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಈ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಷ್ಟು ಯಶಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಸಾಧಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ವೇನು ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಅನುಮಾನ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಕಾಡೋ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಈ ಅಂತರ್ಜಾಲದ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸಿದ್ಧಪಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಕೋವಿಡ್-19 ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಇದ್ದಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಾಗೇನೆ ದುರ್ತಂತ ಬಂದದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾವು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಈ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ವಹಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾದ ಎಚ್ಚರ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಎಚ್ಚರವನ್ನ ಅವರ ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ತರಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದುವರಿತಾ ಇರುವಂತ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮೊದಲು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟರ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅವರು ಈ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗಮನ ಹರಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸೂಕ್ತವಾದಂತ ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಆಮೇಲೆ ವಿಷಯವನ್ನ ಅವರಿಗೆ ತಲುಪಿಸುವಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಸೂಕ್ತ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಭಾವಿಸಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಿನ್ನೆ ಮತ್ತು ಈ ದಿನ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಈ ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಈ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಗಟ್ಟಿಯಾದಂತಹ ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಭಾವಿಸಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ನಿರ್ಧಾರಗಳನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಪ್ರೇರೇಪಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಾದಂತ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ HS ನಾಗೇಂದ್ರಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ನಿಜವಾಗಿಯೂ ಪರಿಣಾಮಕಾರಿಯಾಗಿ ಈ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು, ಹೇಗೆ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಣ ಮುಂದಿನ ಭವಿಷ್ಯದ ಆ ಕುಡಿಗಳಿದಾರಲ್ಲ, ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಸಶಕ್ತವಾಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಮೂಲಕ ಇದು ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಭಾವಿಸಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಕೊನೆಯದಾಗಿ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಅಂಶವನ್ನ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪಿಸ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ನನಗೆ ಯಾಕೋ ಈ ಒಟ್ಟು ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣವನ್ನ ಗಮನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ವಿದ್ಯಾಗುರುಗಳಾದಂತ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ JS ಶಿವರುದ್ರಪ್ಪನವರು ಒಂದು ಕವನ ನೆನಪಾಯಿತು. ಬಹುಶಃ ಆ ಕವನವನ್ನ ನಾನು ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪಿಸಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನವರು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬಲ್ಲಿರಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅದು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ JS ಶಿವರುದ್ರಪ್ಪನವರು ತಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾಗುರುಗಳಾದಂತ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ತಸು ಶಾಮರಾಯರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬರೆದಂತ ಒಂದು ಕವನ. ಎದೆ ತುಂಬಿ ಹಾಡಿದೆನು ಅಂದು ನಾನು, ಮನವಿಟ್ಟು ಕೇಳಿದಿರಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು. ಇಷ್ಟರವರೆಗೆ COVID-19 ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಆಗೋದರ ಮೊದಲು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಎದೆ ತುಂಬಿ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಮನಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಅದನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಂದು ನಾ ಹಾಡಿದರು ಅಂದಿನಂತೆಯೇ ಕುಳಿತು ಕೇಳುವಿರಿ ಸಾಕೆನಗೆ ಅದುವೇ ಬಹುಮಾನ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಧೈರ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತರ್ಜಾಲದ ಪಾಠಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ನಾವು ಹೇಳೋ ಪಾಠಗಳನ್ನ ತುಂಬಾ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯಿಂದ ನಿಷ್ಠೆಯಿಂದ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ನಂಬಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಹೊರಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇದು ನಿಜ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹಾರೈಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಮುಂದುವರೆದ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಲಿ ಎಂದು ನಾನು ಹಾಡುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹೇಳೋದೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಖಚಿತತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯ ಒಂದು ನಿಷ್ಠೆಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಈ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದುವರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಲಿ ಎಂದು ನಾನು ಹಾಡುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಡುವುದು ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯ ಕರ್ಮ ನನಗೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣದ ಬದ್ಧತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಈ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನ ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ತಲುಪೋ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಕೇಳುವವರಿಹರೆಂದು ನಾ ಬಲ್ಲೆನದರಿಂದ ಹಾಡುವೆನು ಮೈದುಂಬಿ ಎಂದಿನಂತೆ. ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕರ ಬದುಕಿನ ಬಹುದೊಡ್ಡ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಂಬಿಕೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ನಮಗಾಗಿ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದನ್ನೇ ಕೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ತಹತಯಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನ ನಾನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ದಾರಿ ಎರೀಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ನಂಬಿಕೆಯಿಂದಾನೇ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನ ಮುಂದುವರಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಮುಂದುವರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಖಂಡಿತ ಇದರ ಲಾಭವನ್ನ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಸಮುದಾಯ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಹಾಗಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಆಶಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಅವಕಾಶಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ನಮಸ್ತೆ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್. Thank you so much. First of all, it was a very nice speech and it was very informative. Of course, the speech was in our regional language, it was in Kannada. So I have pointed out some of the points that the sir has specified. It was very valuable points. Sir, with your permission, I'll be translating some of the points to the audience, sir, in English. So thank you, sir. So he actually spoke about the current situation of COVID-19, where he explains that whatever the plans we had for education and the system that we had with us for a very long time has completely changed because of this crisis, whatever we are in. And he also spoke about the problems that the education institutes are facing due to this pandemic crisis. So how we are not able to reach out to students, because the education system can never go sleep, because it is very important for us to deliver the knowledge to the people around us. Because without the education systems being here, it's very hard for anyone to reach to the world, because we all know that, right? If I have to say something to someone, I should be knowing how to say, and the other person should be knowing what they are saying. They should be able to understand. So the importance of education system, he has tried to put it in front of us. And also he actually recalled and acknowledged the speech of Dr. C.G. Betsomut sir in the yesterday's session during the inaugural program. And also he also spoke about the idea and the methodology and the concept that the Dr. D.S. Guru sir, who explained about the history of education to the current situation and into the future. So the way that he linked it, so he just recalled all those things. And he also gave out a small outcome by recalling a very famous poem from our Kannada language, that is Ede Tumbe Aduvenu, which was written by Dr. JS Shivarudrappa sir, who is a very famous poet from our side. And he was able to link that complete poem to the current situation, and also us, that is the we teachers. So how we are is, we are always eager to deliver our knowledge to the students, right? So that the same thing he has tried to put it in front with the matching with the poem, saying that we are always ready to give you the knowledge. Unless that someone is there, we will be knowing that someone is there to listening to our things and whatever that we are trying to tell. And with that pride, we try to improve ourselves, and we always go on singing. That means we go on delivering knowledge to the audience or the students. So with this, a very small translation of whatever the gist of the overall presentation that, or that speech that Morabada Mallikarjuna sir gave. So now I request Sri Niranjan Murthy sir to address the gathering. No, sir? Fine. Sir, okay then. So can I start? Can I ask Dr. H.S. Nagendraswamy to start, or should we actually give it to Honekoda sir, sir? Sir? We are not able to hear you, sir. Mostly there's a problem with the mic, I think.
Mute ಆಗಿದೆ.
Yes, Honekoda sir, ನಿಮ್ದು ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸರ್ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ಕೇಳಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಸರ್ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಸರ್, ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಸರ್ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಸರ್.
ಸರ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿಸಿ.
No, wait. ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
So now I request the today's guest speech by Dr. H.S. Just a minute. Sir, mute. Okay. So I request Dr. H.S. Nagendraswamy sir to take over the session, where he will be trying to give us a complete outbrief of the need of online education and the ethics that we are supposed to follow. So the session is yours, sir. Please start.
Thank you very much to everybody. And thank you very much to Ullas. So before I speak, let me begin my speech with a sloka. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. ಸುತ್ತೂರು ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರು ಪರಂಪರೆಯನ್ನು ಸ್ಮರಿಸುತ್ತಾ, ಪರಮಪೂಜ್ಯ ಜಗದ್ಗುರು ಶ್ರೀ ಶ್ರೀ ಶಿವರಾತ್ರಿ ದೇಶಿಕೇಂದ್ರ ಮಹಾಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳವರ ಪಾದ ಕಮಲಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಸ್ಕರಿಸುತ್ತಾ, ಈ ದಿನದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತರಿರುವಂತ JSS ಮಹಾವಿದ್ಯಾಪೀಠದ ಕಾಲೇಜು ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ವಿಭಾಗದ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರಾದ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಮೊರಬದ ಮಲ್ಲಿಕಾರ್ಜುನರವರೇ, ಸಹ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರಾದ ಶ್ರೀ ನಿರಂಜನ ಮೂರ್ತಿಯವರೇ, ಗುಂಡ್ಲುಪೇಟೆ JSS ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರಾದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಎನ್ ಮಹಾದೇವಸ್ವಾಮಿಯವರೇ, ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ವಿಭಾಗದ ಮುಖ್ಯಸ್ಥರಾದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹೊನ್ನೇಗೌಡರವರೇ, ಗಣಕ ವಿಭಾಗದ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸಕರಾದ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ MJ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ರವರೇ, ದಿಕ್ಸೂಚಿ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಮುಖ್ಯಸ್ಥರಾದ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಉಲ್ಲಾಸ್ P ರವರೇ, ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸದಸ್ಯರೇ, ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗಿಯಾಗಿರುವಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕ ಮಿತ್ರರೇ, ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ತುಂಬ ಹೃದಯದ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸುತ್ತಾ, ಈ ದಿನದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ತೆರೆದಿರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಈಚ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು and best wishes for the day. At the outset, Professor Morabada Mallikarjuna has already recollected the highlights of the yesterday's sessions. The day started with Professor Dr. Betsurman, who highlighted the motivations for organizing this FDP webinar and also the outcome of this FDP. And later, Professor D.S. Guru, in his keynote address, has explained about the importance of education, the types of education and the learning. And also he emphasized on the importance of e-learning in this context, and also the merits and the limitations of e-learning. So it's always better to integrate or hybrid the traditional learning with e-learning. And he concluded the session with a very, very beautiful quote and definition on education, which is written by himself. It was a very motivational and informative keynote address by our beloved colleague and Professor D.S. Guruji. And followed by his technical session, there was a session by Mr. Bharat Kumar, who spoke about how to prepare effective PowerPoint presentation. In fact, it was very technical, and he has explored all the possible features that are available in Microsoft PowerPoint to prepare a very effective presentation. In fact, one of the key success in offline or online presentation is how to present the content or the concept. And today, because we are using a modern teaching methodologies or the pedagogy, it's obvious that we speak about the smart classes, and the PowerPoint presentation is the first step towards the smart classrooms. Today, whether it can be a scientific concept or a social concept or a biology, we can effectively prepare the PowerPoint and we can understanding, because the visualization plays a very important role in understanding the concepts than just audio. So that's how today our classrooms are equipped with multimedia, where we integrate the audio, video, images put together. We able to give the concepts very, very clearly to the audience or to the students in particular. So in this context, yesterday's session was very, very technical and informative. And today, I would like to highlight some of the practices for effective online teaching. In continuation with the previous presentation, I would like to share with you some of the best practices for effective online teaching. Of course, most of these points are very much familiar to most of you, I believe, but we have not taken those practices very seriously in our traditional or conventional teaching or pedagogy. But today, there is a need that we need to upgrade our traditional way of delivering the things to the electronic way of delivery, and that definitely demands the very formal procedure and also the practices for delivering the content very effectively. So I will be sharing some of those ideas with you today, and I try to incorporate my own experiences, and also I have collected some information over the web. With all this, today I will try to give you some of the very important points and also the issues related to the best practices for effective online teaching. So with this brief introduction to my technical lecture, now I will be sharing my presentation with you, and now I will continue my presentation with the PPT. Ullas, I will be sharing my...
Sir, please share, sir.
Okay. Can you see now?
Yeah, coming. Got it.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Ullas, for your response. Now, I hope all the participants are watching this slide. A very beautiful nature, and this scene conveys good morning to each one of you. And please enjoy the beauty of the nature. Be relaxed and also feel the freshness of the nature, and be positive in your attitude and keep the ray of hope in everything what you do in your day-to-day life. So with this, let me begin the presentation with a very beautiful quote. Keep going. Each step may get harder, but don't stop. The view is beautiful at the top. Friends, you are watching the screen where a baby is climbing the steps. Definitely, maybe it is little harder for the baby to climb the steps. But in spite of that tough time, if the baby reaches the top, and definitely it can enjoy the beauty of the top. And these simple words really convey a very beautiful meaning in our day-to-day life. Dear friends, when we stand in front of the mountain, we can see only one face of the mountain. The other landscape or the face is covered by the mountain. We cannot see the entire landscape and the beauty. But when we climb and reach the top of the mountain, we can see the entire landscape and the beauty of the mountain, and we can enjoy the life. And this is what is the reality. When we get a skill and a knowledge and we reach the top position in life, we can really enjoy the beauty of the life, and also we can really enjoy the concept with the knowledge and the skill what we have acquired to reach that level. At the same time, we should remember that it is not so easy to reach the top. For example, we can climb a few hundred steps of Chamundi Hill comfortably. But if at all we want to reach the top and to complete the remaining steps, it takes most of your energy. You may feel sometimes when you are able to reach the mountain, your energy almost dry and you found it very difficult even to put one step forward. That means reaching near perfection may be easy, but reaching 100% perfectness is not that easy. So getting success in life may not be that easy because there may be a lot of obstacles. And it really demands your effort. There is no shortcut to success. We have to believe in our hard work. So nothing is easy, nothing is simple, nothing is straightforward. We should always remember in our life that hope and courage are the two bright diamonds in the crown of success, and success is to follow to the road of rocks. So we should always believe in our efforts and the hard work, not the luck. If we always remember this, adopt these things in our life, and we think positively or in a constructive way, definitely we can reach the goal and we can get the fragrance of success and happiness in our life. And this is what is the life, and this is what is the principle we should remember in our life and in our day-to-day activities. So the title of my presentation today is Best Practices for Effective Online Teaching. Myself, Professor Vanegowda sir has already introduced me to each one of you. So I just move further. Nothing is permanent except change. Dear friends, Basavanna has already mentioned that Stavarik alivuntu Jangamakke alivilla. So nothing is permanent except change. As the time goes, changes in everything we see in this world. Our lifestyle has changed. Our way of thinking is changed. And the way we look at the things and the world has been changed. And all this happens over a period of time. So nothing is permanent except change. We have to accept this in our day-to-day life. So whether it is an education sector or a business sector or any other sector, it doesn't matter. We have to accept the change in our day-to-day life. So it is the time for us to accept even the changes in the education sector, the way we interact with the students, the way we deliver things to the students and everything. So sometimes it may not be so easy for us to easily accept the change. So we also remember the proverb that says, practice makes human perfect. Maybe initially we may found it difficult to adopt the change, but once we practice, it becomes habit and we don't find it very difficult to accept the changes. It's a very simple observations. You can just ask a person who never wakes up early in the morning and ask him to wake up early in the morning and do the things. Maybe he may find it very difficult, but it's not impossible. If he practice waking up every day at 5 o'clock, maybe over a period of time, it becomes a habit and he may found it very simple and it's not very difficult for him to follow that. So something like that, everything for that matter. You can take an example of a swimming or a driving or a cooking, whatever it may be. You cannot just learn this only by looking at this. You have to practice. If you practice this over a period of time, you will become a master over the skill and you can be a very perfect man. And that is what we need to remember in our day-to-day activities, that practice makes human perfect. Whatever may be the change, it doesn't matter for us. If we practice, definitely we can become a perfect in that. So this is what the important points we need to keep in mind in our day-to-day activities. So with this, now let's look at the motivation for the today's webinar and also the current digital era of education or teaching. We live in a knowledge-based economy that is characterized by advancements in technology, globalization, intensive competition, and rapid changes in customer needs. To be able to consistently grow, cope with these changes, and stay ahead of the game, the workforce must keep itself constantly updated with new concepts, skills, and technology. Dear friends, today you all have seen that there is a technology where we can provide things through the technology. And today, even LKG, UKG, first standard students are very much comfortable with the technology and they have acquired the new skills and the concepts through this technology. So there is no way for us, we have to accept these changes and we have to go all along with this technology. Otherwise, we will become outdated and we will become obsolete. And there is no way for us and we have to go along with this technology. And in fact, that is the motivation for the 2 days FDP webinar. So first, let's look at few points which I want to recollect for the sake of continuity and completeness. In the yesterday's session, Professor D.S. Guru has defined what is learning. So learning is the process or experience of gaining knowledge or a skill. It's very much important for us to gain a knowledge and a skill if at all you want to be more comfortable in your activities and also in your day-to-day life. Now we speak about the digital learning. In fact, yesterday D.S. Guru has already mentioned about the different types of education and different types of learning. So today we speak about the digital learning, means any form of learning which incorporates the technology or information and communication technology, to be more precise. So that's what is the digital learning. Today, if you just Google search, you can get whatever the material you need. Maybe it is a video, audio, text, or whatever it may be. And that is what is the power of the digitization. And through this technology, we can go with a digital learning. So when it comes to digital learning, there are two types. One is called online learning, another is called offline learning. As we already understand, online learning means what we are right now doing is an example of online learning. There is a resource person or a facilitator who can deliver the things to the aspirants online through the internet technologies or through any information and communication technology tools. And that is what is called online learning. So when it comes to offline learning, of course, we use the technology, but it may not require a vast infrastructure, and also sometimes even you don't need internet as well, because if you have already downloaded the digital version of the documents, you can refer them at any time with your smart devices or laptop, and that's what is offline learning. So these things are not new or familiar to you, dear friends, because you are already familiar with these concepts and you are accustomed to this. When it comes to online learning, we can further classify it into a blended learning and e-learning. So e-learning extensively makes use of the information and communication technology, whereas the blended learning is the hybridization of the traditional learning with a blackboard, chalk piece, and also the PowerPoint presentation, and also the modern techniques and the tools. So as suggested by many experts, it's always better to use the blended learning to give a better experience to our students by integrating the traditional as well as the modern pedagogy of learning. So with this, now let me walk through some of the best practices we need to follow to be an effective online teacher or for an effective online teaching. So let me highlight the points one by one. The first thing is we need to create a learning environment. It may not be a problem for us in a traditional classroom environment because students will be in the class and we can face with the students and we can physically create such a learning environment. But when it comes to online, it's very challenging for us to create a learning environment. Then how can we create a learning environment? This is the first step towards the success in online learning. So how to create a learning environment? Now, look at some of the points related to this particular issue. Make the learning environment
Mostly network problem ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ, please give us 2 minutes. We are just getting him back. Very sorry for the small delay here. We are having a small glitch with respect to his connectivity. So he'll be coming up back very soon. So we are just getting him back now. Kindly give us 1 minute. So I hope everything is clear. You can drop some comments down here. We are just looking into comments. Yeah, no audio. I guess we just got to know that we are just getting it resolved. So just give us just 2 minutes. We are just getting him back. Yeah, other than that, everything is fine. Yeah, thank you so much for all your acknowledgements and everything. I can see many of you are posting out very informative. Nice lecture. Thank you so much for all that. Yeah, he is back. So we will just handing over the session back to Dr. H.S. Nagendraswamy. So please, you can share your screen, sir. Yeah, got it. You can start, sir. Continue, sir.
Sorry, there was a disturbance with the internet. I'm continuing my presentation. Okay. So I was just discussing about how to create a learning environment. I already mentioned that the first and the foremost thing in online teaching or online classes is make the e-learning environment comfortable and conducive to active participation. You have to interact with the students. Maybe sometimes you have to give an individual attention to every student. You may ask, good morning, how are you? How do you feel today? Have you understood the concepts, what has been delivered in the previous day? Have you practiced it? Have you found any difficulty in understanding those concepts? Is there any other issues with you? So something like that, you have to interact with each and every student or a group of students so that you can create such a very, very comfortable and conducive environment to active participation. At the same time, the tone of the discussion should be relaxed, engaging, and very informative. Sometimes the voice modulation also plays a very important role. You have to be very relaxed so that the students can understand your scenario and your status of mind. And that is very, very important. At the same time, you must be engaging, and also whatever you deliver to the students must be very, very informative. It should not be something casual or general all the time. Whenever you are giving a technical lecture, you have to focus on that particular concept and you should engage on that concept. At the same time, whatever you deliver must be very, very precise and also informative so that you can drag or you can always grab the attention of the listeners or the students all the time. And that's very, very important. At the same time, learners must feel free to ask questions, share experiences, and collaborate to get the most out of e-learning course. So definitely, suppose if you are handling online classes for an hour or 1.5 hours, may be difficult for the students to listen to you all the time. You may have to give a break. After 10 minutes, you may ask some questions, or you can allow the students to ask some questions. So are you following? Are there any questions? So that you can clarify the doubts at that point of time itself, so that the students can also get a clear picture about the concepts. And also you can share the experiences and collaborate to get most out of the e-learning course. And don't hesitate to use the humor when appropriate or convey your own personal experiences. So sometimes if you found that there is an event and there is a scenario which is very much relevant to the topic of discussion, so definitely you can be more humorous and you can share those experiences if found appropriate with the students so that the students can have a very good learning environment. So dear friends, you have to follow these simple tips to create a very comfortable e-learning environment. With this, now look at the next point. Engage with your learners online. Let your students know what days or time frames you will be online and how they can contact you outside of those hours. That's very, very important. For example, if I am taking online classes, I must in advance should inform the students when I am going to conduct the online classes. What is the duration of the online classes? So such a schedule is always better to keep your students engaged with the learning. At the same time, you can also provide the details. Suppose in case at a time of need, if the students want to contact you, how can they contact you? Is it possible for them to contact over phone or over mail or through any other information and communication media? So if you are aware of all those things, if you provide these details to the learners or the students, definitely they may be happy. And this way you can make students engage with you with the concept or the subject which you are delivering to them. So engage with your learning community through online posts, forums, email, discussion boards, announcements, or social media. So this is very, very important. Suppose if you're not in touch with the students, then the students sometimes may feel isolated. So it's always better to keep in touch with the students through online posts. So for example, if something you want to share with your students, better to send it over any media, maybe WhatsApp or over mail or with any website or anything as such. So that's how you can engage your learners. Use a combination of both synchronous and asynchronous activities, creating a blend of traditional online learning styles with newer or more collaborative audio and visual tools. Today, a lot of audio and visual tools are available, as in the previous day when Mr. Bharat Kumar was explaining about how to prepare effective PowerPoint presentation. All of you might have already understand that. How can you integrate the images? How can you integrate the video? How can you record your voice? So through all traditional online learning styles, you can make your classes more informative and more collaborative with audio and visual tools. So these are some of the tips you must always follow if at all you want to engage with your learners online. Title e-learning course into real life scenarios or situations. Dear friends, whenever you are teaching subjects like mathematics or physics, chemistry, or any social sciences or biological science, definitely you can find some scenarios how you can relate the concepts with the scenario and make students curious to understand those concepts. For example, if at all I want to teach our students the mathematics like a polar coordinate like sine theta, cos theta and all, it's always better to give some example application to the students so that they can understand the importance of the concept, right? How can you use sine theta and cos theta? Can you use this sine theta and cos theta in a real scenario? So definitely is an analog clock. When a kid or a student looks at the analog clock, you must understand immediately the concept behind that. That's how a sine theta and cos theta is a polar coordinate. If at all being a practitioner or a technocrat, if at all I want to simulate a digital analog clock, then I must understand what are these concepts like sine theta and cos theta. Similarly, the concepts of integration, derivations, so all such mathematical concepts can be definitely related to real life scenarios or situations. Today we can predict the market prices and analyze the COVID scenario. So definitely the mathematics can be explored for analysis and also for predicting certain things. So we should always teach the students how these concepts can be very well explored in a real life scenario or a situation. So being an expert or experienced teacher in your subject, you should always find what is the concept. Either any way for me to relate any real life scenario with that particular concept so that I can build a curiosity with the students so that they can better understand why we need to learn this and how can I apply this concept in my real life scenario. So that's very, very important. Now look at some of the tips related to this particular point. It helps the learner to relate more to what is being taught so that they are able to directly see how it applies within their own life. It also gives them the opportunity to assess how the information they are learning can benefit them, which is an added incentive to become engaged in the e-learning process. Whether it can be a geography, or it can be history, or it can be mathematics, or any subject for that matter. Everything is very much important to have a comfortable life in our day-to-day scenario. So we need to reflect that with our experiences that, yes, this is what you need to learn and this is how you need to apply in your real life scenario. So that gives more curiosity for the students to learn the concept. So this is what is to be done. So tie the e-learning course into real life scenario or situation. So knowing is not enough. You must always apply it. Many times we teach the students the concepts, but we never allow the students to apply it. That's wrong. Okay, so I think all of you might have watched the movie First Rank Raju, right? The hero is a first rank holder, but he doesn't know the common sense. So that should not be the case. You should teach the concept at the same time, allow the students to apply the concept in real life scenario. So willingness is not enough. We need to do it. Knowing is not enough. We must apply it. So we should always remember that proverb, and we should try the e-learning course into real life scenarios or situations. Set clear goals, ground rules, and expectations. So whenever you are teaching some concept to the students, it's always better to set a clear goals. What are the learning outcomes of the context or the concept? What are the prerequisites for understanding the concept? And what are the expectations? That's very, very important. So a course specific outcome need to be detailed out before you deliver any concept. After having studied this particular concept, what you are expecting from a student, that's very, very important, and you have to precisely mention the course specific outcomes for every course and every class you are going to handle to the students. It may be offline or online, it doesn't matter. You should always set a clear goals for every lecture you are going to deliver to the students. At the same time, you should also give the students a prerequisite. Sometimes a student may not be able to understand the advanced concepts if he is not aware of the very basics. How can I explain a student the integration and the derivation without understanding the very basics of essential mathematics, right? So it's very, very important. So that's how I was just reading some newspaper, and there was a comment that before understanding a Google map, you should first understand your local map. You should understand, or you should give a knowledge to your students that understand your locality. That's very important. So if at all you want to understand an advanced concept, it's always better to understand the very basics, and you should tell your students that what is the basics that is needed for understanding this concept. Suppose if any student is not equipped with those basic skills, you please allow them to practice that, understand that, and then link to your concept that is always suggested or is desirable. And another is the communication frequency. How frequently you are communicating with your students. For example, if I am taking classes today and after 1 month I am taking another class, do you think that the students can remember what has been delivered in the previous day? And definitely the students are going to lose the interest. So the communication frequency is also very, very important. For example, if you are scheduling a class 3 days in a week, maybe fine. The first day you are delivering a concept and you are giving some assignments to make your students engage with that activity. And the third day you will get back to the concepts and you are inquiring about what has been done in the previous day and what assignment they have done. So with all that, you are making your students engaged with that particular subject. So the communication frequency plays a very, very important role that you have to plan. It is not that you can take a class once in 15 days or once in a week. That may not be advisable. So better to have classes every day if possible. If not, at least 3 days a week or so, whether it can be offline or online. And then due dates for assessment. It's always better to keep certain disciplines in our pedagogy or in our teaching and learning management. So due dates for assessment, for example, when you give assignments to the students, you should give a due date. At the same time, we also have to be stick on to the schedule, right? So we should always assess the students, or even the students can assess us regarding our mode of delivery. At the same time, we should assess the students from the point of view of understanding the concepts. With this, it's also very much important for us to keep an eye on the participation and the conduct. For example, a student is regularly absent, whether to the offline or online classes, you should personally speak to them. What is the problem? If that particular student is deviated from the normal scenario or with the students, or is there any personal problem, or is there any other problems or related to the learning or understanding or assignments or anything as such. So you should always keep an eye on such students, where you should always track their participation and also the conduct. So these points are very, very important. So set clear goals, ground rules and expectations, and that makes you a better way, right, to deliver the content to the students. Now, the next point is keep the conversation on the subject at hand, because most of the times when we are engaging the classes, sometimes we go out of track. At the time, the students may be deviated from the focus, and that should not happen. You should always maintain the track. Even if sometimes if you deviate, you should come back to the normal track. So that's very, very important. So keep the conversation on the subject at hand. You can do it. There may be instances wherein the learners lose sight of the topic. So definitely when we are delivering the classes either online or offline for 1 hour or 1.5 hours, sometimes there is a chance that the students may deviate. So how to bring them back to the track is very, very challenging. And you should have certain skills to bring them back to the track. And bring the discussion, questions and answers back to the subject at hand. Sometimes you can allow the students to discuss, or you can allow the students to ask questions, and other group of students can answer back to the students who have asked the question. So during that process, there is a chance that we can deviate sometimes, but you should always maintain the track. That's very important. Ensure that the e-learning course can retain its intended e-learning value. That's very important. What is your learning objective? You should always stick on to that learning objective, whatever may be the case, because at the end of the day, you are going to assess that with that particular e-learning value. So should not force the discussion into a certain direction by becoming too actively engaged yourself, but also you should not let anybody to deviate from that particular topic or an issue. So remember that whenever you are delivering your classes, please keep the conversation on the subject at hand always, even if it deviates from the topic. Let the students work. Don't just you only deliver the things to the students and you say that, okay, my task is over. It's always important for us to know how the students are engaged with that particular work. So find and discuss resources. So sometimes we say it's a spoon feeding. So you should also tell the students that how to get the resources, find the resources in this digital era. Of course, almost all students at the degree level, they are very much familiar with the technology. For example, if they want some resources for some of the assignments which you have given to them, they should know how to find that resources. It is not that you can provide them the resources and you can ask them to do a copy paste. Such kind of copy paste will not help the students to learn and understand the concept. So whenever we give assignment to the student, we should always find that the assignment should not mean the student cannot answer that assignments just by directly going through the material and just by doing a copy paste. You should understand the concepts, having studied some resources and consolidate, and then he has to answer the questions. So by doing so, you are providing a kind of self-understanding, and also you should make your students find the resources and discuss the resources, and they will be always independent. That's very important. Grade their own assignments. Sometimes we grade the students' assignments. You can also allow the students to grade their assignments. Even sometimes I ask my students, given this topic, come out with the precise questions. You see, you may find it surprising. most of the time the student don't understand the questions. Forget about the answer. They don't even understand the questions. In the examinations, they have written a very precise answer, but not to the question what you have given to you, but for some other question. What do you mean by that? It means the students have not understand the question properly. So what you need to do is, if there is an assignment, you just ask the students, okay, grade your assignment yourself. What's your expectation? Have you done 100% justice to this assignment? If so, how do you grade? For example, if the student understands that yes, it is just 60% or 70%, then you tell him how to enhance that. So even the student should understand with the concept how to prepare questions. What kind of questions you can find out with this concept. At the same time, they should be able to grade their own assignments. By doing so, you are allowing the students with their work. Hold student-led discussions in the online forms. That's what you can create a small group of students. Allow the students to discuss among themselves and come out with some useful information for discussion whenever you are conducting online classes next time. So that gives you a kind of teamwork. Most of the times we found the students or any person working brilliantly independently. But when you allow him to work together in a team, he may not be that productive or he cannot show that good performance. So it's always better to teach our students how to work together, because together each achieve more. That's what is a team. Together each achieve more. And we should teach them, because we cannot work in isolation. We should always work together. Unity is strength. If you work together, we can achieve a big dream. So that we need to teach the students. So better to have a small group and allow the students to discuss among themselves, share their experiences, ideas, questions, answer, whatnot. So that's what the idea. Okay, so let the students do the work, and then the more time the students spend engaged in the content, the more they will learn. So this is very, very important. Whether it's offline or online, we have to put the students and make them spend engaged in the content more, and they can learn more. Nurture a supportive online community. Students should feel as supported as possible when they are here. Suppose when they need your help, maybe whatever may be the help, maybe they need to clarify certain doubts, or maybe anything as such, maybe personal problems will also be there. So whenever a student approaches you, they should feel that you are more supportive, right? Maybe an individual teacher or maybe an institution for that matter, the student should feel supported as possible when they are here. So when it comes to online, for example, if your students could not get the internet connectivity, or suppose if there is a sudden breakdown with the internet connectivity or a speed or something like that, he is not able to catch up the things. So at the time you have to support him, right? So how or what is the mechanism to support? So such technical points should also, we should remember such kind of things as well. So encourage students to use the general forum for discussion, as I already mentioned, right? Encourage students to use the general forum for discussion, right, among themselves. That gives a lot of knowledge for the students to share their experiences, ideas, and think most of the problems could be solved at that level itself. Okay, right. Set up small groups within the class so that students can engage in feedback and support with their fellow classmates. And that is the environment we need to provide. And this is how we can nurture a supportive online community. Okay, so the next important point is think before you write, right? So now see, when written text can left open to interpretation or misinterpretation at any time, it is crucial to craft well thought of responses and posts. Most of the times when we put a post over WhatsApp or email or the website, definitely it may be ambiguous, or there may be a kind of vagueness in the statements. We may not be able to understand it properly. and because of that vagueness or imprecision in the natural language statements, sometimes the students may found it difficult to understand, and there is a misinterpretation at any time. So we should not allow any such misinterpretation. So whenever you craft certain things, it must be very, very precise. Even whenever we are asking questions in our examination, we have to be very, very precise. There should not be any scope for misinterpretation or a vagueness or imprecision. So that may lead to a lot of problems at the later stage. So whenever you are vagueness or imprecision and it's very precise, and then only you post that, and that should be the practice. Okay. And when crafting responses to the assignments and other evaluations, use a simple, clear, and polite one. That's very, very important. How we approach with the students. It should be very simple and very clear, at the same time polite. Okay. So these are the very simple things we must remember whenever we are going to write a messages, and whenever we are going to document something, and whenever we are going to put the post to the students who are online or any other media. So please remember, dear friends, think before you write, and don't allow for any misinterpretation of your message, or make things from the students, whether what we thought has reached the students or not, whether they have understand it or not, right? So a good feedback from the students may definitely help you to enhance your skill and adapt accordingly. Suppose if some student tells that you
I think there is a problem with the network again. So, and just contact him. Just give me 2 minutes. So we have some network error again from his side. So I think we'll be I'll be just initiating my contents, whatever that I'll be starting just after the completion of Dr. H.S. Nagendraswamy sir. So there are a lot of things that he has spoken about with respect to the online teaching and the etiquettes that we are supposed to follow when we are taking care of online class or video lectures. So these two things are quite different, actually. If you ask me, like, what is good and what is bad, if I say like online class or video lectures, both are completely different. When you are doing video lectures, you have to think in your mind saying that you have to address people who are there, who are not interacting with you right at that moment. But online is something different. Okay, so he's taking it out. So please, sir, continue, sir.
Ullas, when it was interrupted, may I know it? Oh, okay, let me come back because I was not aware of it when it was interrupted.
Sir, you are there in taking acknowledgement, feedback.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay, so I was just discussing with the point that ask for feedback and make changes accordingly. So I just mentioned that you always take the feedback from the students and adjust your pedagogy accordingly, right? So the students may give a very honest feedback. Maybe it's a good or bad. Sometimes our language may not be good. Suppose if that is the case, if a student has mentioned that you have to improve your language, there is nothing wrong. We should concentrate on the language. And even sometimes if we are delivering the things which are not very clear with abstract ideas, suppose if some students raises an issue or gives a feedback that the concepts are not very clear, they are very too abstract, and if they expect some examples to make it more clear, then you should accept that and find the way to give a very good example so that the students can better understand. So according to me, a sincere feedback from the students always enhances the skill and knowledge of a teacher. So we should always encourage our students to give a honest and a sincere feedback, whether it's a good or bad, and make changes accordingly. So it's always enhances our skill and the knowledge. Foster personal relationship with each student. Maybe sometimes it's a challenging task for all of us, because if a class is of moderate size, like say 10 students or 20 students, it's fine. Suppose if you are engaging a class with 100 students, maybe it's very difficult to foster personal relationship with each student. But then how can you handle this particular case, right? So definitely, if that is the case, maybe over the period of your course, you should pay attention to each and every student. Say, for example, today you are asking a question or interacting with one student. So tomorrow you ask question and interact with some other students. So maybe in a month, you'll be interacting with almost more than 30 plus students. So each student will understand that as this teacher will keep an interaction with every student. Okay, so they don't feel they're isolated, right? So students studying online can sometimes feel deserted and alone in the digital classroom, because in a physical classroom there is a class and the students are together in a class, but in a digital classroom or in a e-learning environment, the student will be sitting in front of a laptop or a smartphone. Nobody will be there for him to share his feelings. So the student should not feel that they are isolated, right? So there must be a mechanism so that you can always interact with students if you found something as such. Okay, maybe you can just practice that. Okay, you can, whenever you are delivering a particular content, you can remember the names of the students and you can ask some simple questions. Are you following it? Yes, I am following. Yes, go to the next student. Yes, are you following it? Or you find it any difficulty in understanding these concepts? Are you okay? Fine. Yes, something like that. You should always keep in touch with each and every student. Okay, so use a blend of different communication methods, including personalized responses to their discussion boards, posts, and email addressed to only one student. I think this can be done offline. That is asynchronous mode. At the end of the lecture, maybe you'll be having all the details of the students, because today we are speaking about the information and communication technology, and definitely we'll be having their phone numbers and the personal mail IDs and all. So we can post and we can email to individual student so that the students can feel that yes, there is an individual attention to each and every student. I think this has already been done in most of the schools today, right? As soon when a kid get admitted to the school, the next day the school will get the phone number of the parents or the guardians and also their email address, and whatever the proceedings and whatever the communications need to be done, and that will be done through this technology. And they always stay updated, and that is very, very important, particularly for online classes. So remember, dear friends, that foster personal relationship with each student, and that is one of the key success for online classes. Make use of group and individual projects. A healthy mix of group and individual projects is the best way to ensure success with online learning. So whenever we are giving assignments, don't always give assignments to the individual students. better to group the students and give the group assignments so that they can interacting each other. Because when the students are good and the skills, and when you integrate all those ideas and skills, you can expect something good, right? And that is what is unity in diversity, right? So because the people can think differently and they're able to do the things in a different way, but when all such different ideas, out of box thinking are put together, definitely we can expect something brilliant, something good out of all the collective ideas. So it's always better to have a mix of group and individual projects in the best way to ensure success with online learning. Teach them the importance of both group work and individual achievements. Okay, so this is very essential. Use resources that are readily available. You cannot always insist the students to use high-end infrastructure or smartphones as such. So you should always stick on to very, very limited infrastructures, and also where even an average class of students are affordable and they can engage with online classes. So easily accessible resources such as digital publications, news sites, and online videos can be provided. Because most of the times we have heard from our students that they don't have laptop and they have mobiles, but the memory capacity of the mobile is only a 10 GB. Then how can they download all the materials that we are going to give to the students, and how they can prepare? So we have to teach the way they can manage such kind of things. Then we can suggest them, you can keep the things in a Google Drive, or you can download and keep it a secondary storage device with the CD or some other mechanisms. So we should always keep the students aware of the available resources and also minimum infrastructure needed, so that even the average class of students are affordable and they can be engaged in online classes. Incorporate anything that can be accessed on their smartphone or mobile device. So we cannot always insist them to go with high-end technology, but we should also understand the limitations, and accordingly we have to plan our online classes. So remember, use resources that are readily available. Have a closing activity. So this is also very, very important activity. You must remember, at the end of the session, we have to give a summary or assessment that helps students to reflect on everything they have learned in that session or in that period. At the end of the session, we should reflect that. Yes, today you have studied this. Based on this knowledge, you can do these kind of assignments. So please, when you go home or when you're offline, try these assignments with this knowledge and come back with the results. So at the end of the day, there must be a summary, right? Allow the students to reflect on the content and the experiences shared. Maybe you can spend a few minutes at the end of the session, so you can ask the students over what's your experiences. So keep the interactive time or interactive time for the students, so that the students can interact with the teacher. So that is very, very useful and very, very important. So for every session, you should always have a closing activity, and that is one of the best practices, maybe even for offline, for online classes as well. So remember to have a closing activity for every session you're going to conduct, either online or offline. So with this, now, having understand some of the best practices for an effective online teaching, now I would like to draw your attention how to online. What is the preparation that is required for a teacher to take classes online? So I have listed out some of the very important points. First, plan your classes. What you are going to deliver today, that should be very, very precise, and you should always aware of a well-prepared plan to deliver your classes online, right? Because that's very, very important, because you are always constrained with the technology, right? So you should always plan your classes very precisely and prepare and master over the technology. See, if something goes wrong, you must be able to get back to the normal with knowledge. So you must prepare and master over the technology. Interruption in the internet, how you can resolve it. Suppose if the PPT is not seen properly, how can we resolve it? Or anything related to the technology. So first you have to practice and you have to become master in the technology, and that gives you more confidence in handling the online classes. Set up an adequate working environment with all supportive gadgets, maybe a speaker or earphone or a laptop or a smartphone, whatever that is needed to conduct the online classes, you should have that an environment. Innovate and stimulate discussions. So during the course of your delivery, you should innovate, you should motivate the students and stimulate for discussions on a particular topic as and when necessary, so that you can always keep your students active with your classes. Communicate regularly with your students, motivate your students, ask for help and feedback. So these are some of the points you must concentrate when you prepare for teaching online. So with this, now I would like to share with you some of the basic do's of conducting online classes. So of course, this is self-explanatory. I have recorded more points for this. I will just go through the points. I hope you can easily understand, and it is very, very familiar to maybe most of you, and also self-explanatory. And the first and the foremost task, what you need to do when it comes to online classes is collect email addresses and contact numbers of all the students and create a group of students in the learning management system through which you want to conduct online classes. Okay. So the first thing is collect the email addresses and the contact numbers and create a group. Okay. And maybe you can use any online forms and through which you can conduct the classes, and you will be in touch with your students. Prepare yourself before the actual online class. It is best to rehearse offline before your class. So this is up to you, but I suggest it's always better to have kind of rehearsal so that you can present better the content to the students online within the limited time. Check all the necessary equipment and services like your internet, laptop, camera, etc. before your session starts. The next thing, be ready with the assignments that you want to share after your online class, like a list of questions related to the topic. As we already mentioned that there is a closing activity. In addition to summarizing what you have delivered today, it's always better to have some assignments on the topic which has already been delivered to the students, and also you can just put some questions. You can ask your student that you may expect a simple question on this topic, something like this. Then how do you answer this question? Or any question, right? Or any type of questions on that particular topic, maybe a 1-mark question or a multiple choice questions or essay type of questions, how you are going to answer. So you should be ready with some such kind of assignments and also a list of questions related to the topic, so that the students can practice offline and they can engage with your topic. You may also ask 1 or 2 students to be volunteers and help you pass important information about the online session to other students in the group if required. Sometimes if there is a group or a class of 60 students or 80 students, may be difficult for you to engage all of them alone. So you can have some volunteers in the class, and you can assign some responsibilities to such volunteers, and through them you can manage the entire class. Maybe it can be any information you want to pass on to the other students, or any activity to be conducted as a part of your classes. So all such kind of responsibilities can be given to such kind of volunteers, through which you can control a considerably large size class rooms, say for example 80+ students in the class. Give your students all the instructions required so that your online classes runs smoothly and it is fruitful. Okay, so before you begin the classes, you can give some instructions and let the students follow those instructions, so that the online classes will be run very smoothly and it is fruitful as well. In continuation to this, the next point you must remember is it is better to keep your class short or as a series of short sessions. So when it comes to online classes, we cannot take online classes for 2 hours or 3 hours the way we normally do in offline classes. It's always suggested to have short duration sessions, maybe for half an hour or at the most 45 minutes. Actually, according to the psychology, a student cannot concentrate more than 45 minutes, right? So it's always better to stick on to such short classes, definitely when we are conducting classes online. So that's one important point you must remember. Ask a few open-ended questions related to the topic during the online session to make students more responsive. Okay, that's also very much important. Okay, so any open-ended questions related to the topic so that the students can answer and they will be more responsive. You cannot just deliver the contents from your side and you can keep the students always inactive. No, it's not the correct way. So at certain interval of time, whenever you found it is a right time to ask some question to the students, so ask some open-ended questions related to the topic, right, and get the attention of the students and make the students more responsive. So that's another very important thing you must remember. Encourage students not only to ask their queries or doubts related to the topic, but also to answer the question asked by other students in a group or by their peers. It is not that you have to answer the questions always. For example, a student asks a question, then before you answer that question, you ask any other student is able to answer that particular question. Yes, if that is the case, then you can understand that whatever you have delivered has reached the student. Maybe there is a student who has not understand, but there may be another student or a class of students who have understand and they are willing to answer the question. So this is another technique we should understand. So you should always encourage students to ask questions at the same time answer to the questions which are asked by other students or the peers before you answer the questions. This is the one way of cross-checking whether whatever you have delivered to the students has really reached the students or the students able to answer on their own. Okay, so you should remember this. Post assignments just after your session and announce the details in your session. I think this is a closing activity and that we have already mentioned. Post the assignments just after your session and announce the details in your session and when you are going to submit the assignments and how these assignments can be carried out, what is the reference material to answer those assignment questions, how to go ahead with such kind of assignments, where they can get the information, so etc, etc. So based on the topic, based on your experience, you can give such kind of information to the students at the end of the session or any media. Take feedback from the students. It will help you learn their point of view about the session. So at the end of the session, get their feedback and that helps you a lot to plan your session the next time. Okay, any improvement may be needed and that you can incorporate so that your next class will be definitely better than the previous session. So that's what is the incremental learning, incremental improvement or evolutionary improvement, and that's very, very important. So these are some of the points you must always remember and which I call the basic do's of conducting online classes. So some of the basic don'ts of conducting online classes means you should not do that. So don't be too formal, especially if you are familiar with the student. Sometimes the students may take advantage of it. Sometimes you have to be very strict and at the same time maybe you can be friendly, but you have to be don't be too formal with the students if you are familiar with them. Don't postpone or cancel a class without any strong reason. Okay, suppose if you have scheduled a class and even for a silly reason, if you postpone the class, then the students may lose interest and that is not the correct discipline. Okay, if there is a strong reason, okay, you can cancel the class, but for a small or a silly reason, you should not cancel the class, and that you should always remember, and that leads to a negative impact on the students or the teacher dedication and discipline. So don't postpone for any reason the classes unless if there is a strong reason. Okay, so please remember this. I think according to me, and these are the two very important don'ts you should always remember when conducting online classes. So with this, in conclusion, right, I am just concluding my presentation. In conclusion, I just suggest to all our dear friends that the face of education is quickly changing. I think you have already noticed that from the past 2.5-3 months. So just 3 months back, before this lockdown or COVID-19 scenario, many of us were not familiar with online classes. And of course, even being the technocrats, we were not that much familiar with the online classes. And we did not understand the issues or the difficulties of conducting online classes. But today, the scenario has been changed. The face of education is quickly changing. Definitely, we have to accept that. We educators must also change our ways of thinking and teaching in order to adapt. We should not always resist. We should accept the changes, right? We should always think the future and also the current scenario and the technology, and we should adapt the change. Realize that there are significant differences between traditional learning and e-learning. And I think this has already been discussed in the previous session as well. And definitely the e-learning or a modern learning is not 100% replacement for a traditional learning, but a blended learning is always advisable, right? So we have to allow the students for offline classes, but whenever need arises, we can also conduct online classes, right? So a blended mode of learning and delivering the things is always advisable and is always better. So we must also realize and become aware of that. In order to efficiently teach online, we must work on ourselves, and this is very, very important, right? Okay, so whatever you wanted to present real time in a class with a blackboard or with a traditional teaching, all those preparations you have to do offline before you take online classes. Maybe preparation of PowerPoint presentation or any illustrations, anything as such. So all those things should be done offline as a homework, and then you have to take online classes. So we must realize this fact, and we have to be aware of that. In order to efficiently teach online, we must work on ourselves. First, we have to be the master, and then only we can be an effective teacher to teach our students the best. So with this conclusion, completing my session with this message to all my dear friends. This is what is happening in the third millennium. Generation of wealth is no more farms, lands, or factories, but creativity and ideas. The best example is your Facebook, WhatsApp. So they're all just a creative ideas, but the creators of WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, they all have become billionaires, right? They don't have any farms, they don't have any lands, they don't have any factories, but their creativity and ideas have made them rich. I think in the next generation or in the next millennium, the creativity and ideas will rule the world, and we should acquire such creativity and ideas. So this is what is the message. So generation of wealth is no more farms, lands, or factories, but the creativity and ideas. Those who see invisible can do impossible. So this what is the message at the end of the session. So with this, I thank all the participants for their patience listening, and also I thank the organizers, the principal of JSS College of Gundlupet, Professor N. Nagendraswamy sir, and all the administrative staff of Mahavidyapita, and also the support extended by our Diksoochi team. And once again, I thank the efforts extended for the successful conduction of this session, right? I thank one and all once again. So with this, myself, thank you all. and have a nice time. If you have any questions to ask, I'm very happy to answer your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. H.S. Nagendraswamy, sir. So please click on stop sharing. Yeah, fine, that's fine. So thank you so much. So the session was very informative, and frankly speaking, a lot of things that whatever I planned with respect to giving out presentations were covered by our HSN sir. So I'll not be taking up any of your time with respect to giving you any presentations. I'll just get directly into the hands-on session and online classrooms and all of those things. So thank you so much, sir, for giving out a complete brief of how we are supposed to be and how we are supposed to behave with respect to the online classes, and what are the etiquettes that we are supposed to follow, and many information with respect to how do we actually interact with the students in online classes was very informative. And we have got a lot of comments also down here saying that thank you so much for this. We got a lot of knowledge. Thank you so much. Very useful information. 9th session. So we have much comments falling down continuously here. So thank you so much, sir, on behalf of everyone from our team, Diksoochi, and also on behalf of JSS College, Gundlupet. I thank you wholeheartedly, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
So it's time for me to take over the session now. Are you all ready, first of all? Yes. I completely will be speaking about the hands-on session. So whatever that we saw right now, till now, was completely like what are we supposed to think, how we are supposed to prepare, how we are supposed to develop things, how we are supposed to handle things, and all those things. But now what I'll be just taking you all is like a tour where what you do, how we are supposed to start with things. So all these things I'll be just getting you all. The first thing that I want to ask, are you ready to start with this? If you're ready, just type ready in the comment section so that I just get to know that how many of you are ready and what I can do for you now. Are you ready enough? Yes. That's cool. Thank you so much. So I think like we have taken a very long time with respect to giving you a small introduction of what are the things that we are supposed to have with you and all those things. I think now it's time for me to initiate what are the things that I have. So I'll start with a very small presentation. Please don't mind for that. But that presentation will have a small information about what are the different interactions that we are supposed to have with respect to online and offline classes. Those small things I have. And I'll also tell you about what are the agendas that we have and what are the things that we will be keeping in our mind when we are handling online class, or how we are supposed to go ahead with video lectures and all those things. So etiquettes have been covered completely by Dr. HSN now. So he has told us that how we are supposed to behave in all those things. Now what I'll be dealing is like how we are supposed to do things in online class and video lectures. So I hope these things will be very much important for all of us, because knowing how to behave, we should also know where to go and behave. Because without having a platform to demonstrate ourselves, it may be very unused. It would be of no use if you are very much knowledgeable with respect to giving a presentation. So the platform where you can use a presentation is much important. So this session will be completely speaking about that. So how we are supposed to deal with things of the online class and all those things that we will be speaking right now in this session. So I have got two of things to cover for you. That is the starting one, we started with effective behaviors for the digital teaching, which was mostly covered by Dr. HSN now, and how to use digital classrooms effectively and all those things I'll be speaking. Okay, so let me share my screen now. I hope you all are ready. Yes, I am getting a lot of ready. That should be the energy that now of course, I know that we are very much reaching out to the lunchtime now. That doesn't mean that learning will not stop, right? You can eat, but you can watch the video, right? So let us start now. So I'll be just sharing my screen now. So first of all, welcome to you all for this online presentation, whatever that we are initiated with, right? So start with this. I welcome you all wholeheartedly on behalf of Diksoochi team. We are from Mysuru, so I'll not take too much of time here. So this complete presentation, we will speak about the video lectures and the online classes And also we will speak about how we are supposed to use the digital classrooms and what are the effective natures that are available there or features that are available there, which can help us reduce our the manual work that we are doing in a usual day. Okay, myself Ullas, and I'm called to be the founder and the managing partner of Diksoochi. So I'll be taking over this session for another hour or so, less than that. I'll try to reduce my session. Okay. So first thing that we are supposed to speak is about the agenda. The agenda for today's program is as specified with respect to the topic. For the first topic that we'll be speaking is about online lectures. So here I'll be speaking about a small comparison of regular lecture and the video lectures. And then I'll be speaking you about different type of multiple online lecture platforms that are available for us, which we can use when we are taking up the online lectures. The third one that we'll be speaking is about the preparation, how we are supposed to make a preparation for video lectures, or how are we supposed to prepare a video, or how are we supposed to do an online teaching. So it's very hard for us to handle too many number of students when we are handling online lectures. So if you know this, if suppose I'm taking a class of 60 members or 70 members in a class, so if I'm taking an online lecture, so being in a theoretical or in a regular classroom, I will be able to concentrate on each and every student, and I'll be able to point out who is doing what and all those things. But when we are actually conducting online class, this cannot happen. So it's very important for us to have that interaction between student and us, so that I can have a concentration of each and every student, because I don't see them everyone on the screen, because I have a very small limited laptop screen or a display screen, that's all, right? I can't have all 60 members popped up on the screen. I can just watch them continuously. I can't ask them to face the camera, nothing I can do. So what are the other things that you can do so that you can concentrate on each and every student is much important. Right. The last thing is online etiquettes, and most of these all 4 topics have been already covered by Dr. HSN. Something that would be missed out there, I'll be covering them. That's all, nothing much. So the next topic that we'll be speaking about ahead of this is digital classrooms. This is a very need of time, right? So today we don't have the situation wherein I can call my students to my class so that I can teach and they can learn. This is not possible. That doesn't mean that education should stop. We need a very nice platform wherein I can have my students coming in digitally and I give my lecture digitally. There are multiple things other than online class. Online class, of course, it is a very interactive thing. So it's a mean for interactive digital platform for all of us to interact with the students. But this digital classroom is not for your interaction in a live class. Instead, it has a very nice element that we can use with respect to reduction of your theoretical or hands-on work that you do as a faculty. So I'll speak about all those things. Being a faculty, even I also work as an assistant professor. So I know the problems wherein what are the different hardware or paperwork we do, so much of paperwork we do, so which can be easily reduced by using this digital classroom. So I'll introduce you all to multiple digital classrooms available, and mostly we will be speaking about only free digital classrooms available, no paid commercial softwares I'll be speaking about here. So all of them are free, but for online teaching, there are some people who are costing you about some price. I'll tell you about all those things in my upcoming slides. So features of a digital classroom, I'll give you a complete demo. So I'll introduce 2 different classrooms for you. One is that Google Classroom, the other one is Edmodo, which I feel are quite better than any other classrooms. That doesn't mean that you should not use any other, but for this time limited demo purpose, I'll be using the Google Classroom and Edmodo for you. Next is benefits of using digital classroom. Very, very much important for a teacher or a faculty, because this digital classroom will put down a lot of work with that, right? So how many of you, first of all, this question that I need answers from you all, how many of you think that this need of time, that is digital classrooms and online classroom, is very much important here right now? So if you feel that digital classroom is important, just type DC in the comment section. But if you feel that analog class was very nice for me, no, I'll not come to digital class, I'm very much comfortable in analog class, if you feel so, just put AC in the comment section so that I can just have a small comparison of how many of you like analog, or how many of you are DC, or like you like that digital communication or digital class here. So can I just see that AC if you are feeling completely like analog class is important for you, and just give DC if you are feeling like digital classroom is also nice. We have to go for that, because it will reduce a lot of work, because I want to check, will I be able to change the mentality or your mindset that it says that analog class or regular classroom is important to digital class by the end of this session, because that will be my aim, right? Because the purpose should be served. So Yeah, I see many DC then. Yeah, are you people like trying a DC, or you're okay with DC? Whatever it is, that's fine. Yeah, cool. Nice. So many are telling, like, saying it's easy, and they're selling DC. Yeah, thank you so much for most of your responses. Both. Yeah, we have both. That is what we say, like a combined learning. So we have both. So we use it in our regular life if we are having a classes running out. So we can use this combination of both AC and DC. Then both can be. Yeah, both are needed. That's right. Both are needed, but DC is interesting. Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, that's right. It's very interesting, right? So let's go ahead then. We'll see that what all the things we have. So first thing that you need to expect from us with respect to this presentation are some of like this. So when you should go for online class, it's a very big question. So can I go online whenever I feel like, or should I have to worry about proper time, proper situation, need, looking into the requirements and all those things, and then I'll go for online class? So we need to answer a lot of things. So we will understand when we can go online with respect to the classes, right? So we'll understand that. The next thing that we'll be trying to learn is about what all the essential things that you should have to conduct an online class. Right? Behavior, your sense of humor, your basic knowledge, the way that you speak to people, all those things are fine. But you need something in between so that you can reach out to students. So that is very much important. So we say online platforms, right? So those platforms, we'll try to know that what all the essential things we need to conduct any online class. Then how do I organize materials? So when I'm taking a theory class, it's not like I don't have to worry about keeping my materials organized. Sometimes if I'm able to, if, on your experience, if you are experienced on teaching any subject for like 3 or 4 years, you don't need a material. Your mind will continuously speak about it. Right? But when you're taking an online class, it's not possible. If you just put on the camera, turned on the camera, and you stand in front of or sit in front of the camera and continuously speak, people will not be happy looking into you for a long time, that too on a display, right? So for that, what you can do is you can reduce that part just by having some of the organized materials like a PPT or a quiz or a poll, something like that. You just bring in something in between and make students more interactive, and they can concentrate into your operations or your conduction of class for all the time. Then guesses. So what are the guesses that you should follow that could result in a very, very, very good or a better outcome, right? So these are the things that you can expect from this session with respect to online or your video lectures. Okay, so about digital classrooms, I have got something else, so I'll bring in that once we start. That we should know is, so this is very much important, video or online teaching. So both, I'm covering both here, video and online teaching. And for more information here, we saw that there were some questions raised from some of the participants in the yesterday's presentations, asking for like, how do we record a video in the PPT if suppose we are using a lower version of Microsoft. So whatever the explanation that was given in the previous session was for 2016 and above. Microsoft PowerPoint presentation about 2016 version, but I'll be using right now, I'm using 2010. So here also we have got an option to record your PPT as a video. You can generate or export that as a video. So this option is available with us. So I'll teach you that also. I'll tell you that how we do that and all that. So you don't worry about it. So it is nothing like specific that you use the recent version or something like that. If you use recent version, the complexity of work for recording a video would reduce. But if you are using a previous version, that's fine. Nothing to worry about it. So I'm here to tell you about all those things. You can even record video on a very, well, not very old, but quite old version of Microsoft presentations also. Okay. So what is the difference between a formal and an online teaching? So we saw all these things. Dr. Hutchison has already compared all these things, and he has said that what is important, what is not important, how things are different between formal teaching and online teaching, right? So the formal teaching will give us a very important experience, that is real-time experience. We are able to feel it, right? I have a student in front of me. When I'm giving a lecture, if I have got like 50 to 60 members sitting in front of me, and if their responses or if their facial expressions are very nice, if they're happy listening to my lecture, that gives me a very nice experience, and I'll be able to deliver things in an even better way. So that is what that we can feel from formal teaching. But that doesn't mean that you cannot expect the same thing through online teaching. You cannot expect that 100%, but you can expect it up to a mark in online teaching also. So how do you do it? You create a virtual reality with respect to online teaching. You should do it. It's your responsibility. So if you're just feeling like I'm doing my job, let the students interact if they are willing to interact. If not, it's fine. Then that doesn't work out here, because student will not stay there for a long time. Right now, what I could say is like someone would have turned on the video session here and would have left the mobile phone or your laptop somewhere and they would be roaming somewhere else, right? That should not happen. For that, you need to have an interaction. So I call for a small interaction. I ask them to come and I do something. Something should go on like that. As Dr. HSN said, if you are very much aware or very much known about students that you are having in front of you with respect to online class, point out some names. So that will also help you in making sure that students are looking at you or they are listening to you or something like that. So that is one of the methods. But don't use those names when you're trying to scold someone. Don't do that. When you want to appreciate someone, or if you want to ask a very nice question or a simple question where the student can interact, you can ask them, because it's kind of the prestige of a student, that if you start in the video lecture, if you start scolding them, then they can go revert and they would do something completely not required with respect to online class. They may distract the complete online class, right? So that will not happen. Okay. The next one is individual connections. So we have that individual connection with the student. Online classroom cannot give that. We only connect with the classroom, right? So presentations can be less if you're doing a live class. So using only one slide, you can cover complete 1 hour and you can speak about things, right? But here you cannot do that. If you do that, people will not be interested. You need more presentations in online teaching. Then complex to deliver. It's very complex to deliver when you're doing a live lecture or a formal teaching, because you are not just teaching them, you're teaching them everything, not just the subject, but you're teaching them the way how to speak, that you're teaching them how you are supposed to behave, that you're teaching them how you are supposed to walk around, you're teaching them how you are supposed to interact with the student. So you're teaching them so many things when you're actually doing a formal teaching. Complete you are a complete demonstration for a student. The student even looks at you, how you are behaving. Are you happy? Are you in a very bad mood? Are you trying to deliver willingly or not? So everything can be very easily understood by a student, right? That is for formal teaching. But online teaching, it is not so. So we just see your face, or they just see our face, and they mostly concentrate on the presentation. So that's always important. So you don't have to worry too much about on that. So delivery is easy, but preparation is too much here with respect to online class, right? So we can understand the other side. So we will be able to understand the other side when we are doing formal teaching, but here it's not possible. We will not be able to understand the other side. So I don't say like some people are there who are quite experienced and they are able to interact with the students online in the online classes, and they are able to understand them for some level, maybe some 10% or 20%. But that doesn't mean that you can completely understand them. But if you are there in online teaching, you are mostly capable of understanding the other side very easily. Then formal teaching is more interactive. The other one is moderately interactive, but you can make it more interactive with multiple things added on. Okay, let's see what all the things that we need to add on, right? So what are all the different online teaching platforms we have? Some of them I am just marking out here. That is like, one is Darcast. Darcast is also one of the software we have for online teaching platforms. IBM Cloud Video and Kaltura. We have Vimeo Live and Panopto. So these are the 5 different platforms that we have found it to be quite easy, nice, and informative, and easy for you people to access and make sure that students are connected. All these softwares are priced. They are not free. So they are priced softwares, and there are different pricing statements are there with respect to what kind of a school or a college that you're using, level of students, at what the students are, and all those things. And also they also speak about what all the other things that we have with respect to number of students we have. So all those things are considered with respect to this pricing. Okay, that's one thing. So other than that, we have the current live right now, whatever that we are using, that is the Google Meet, using it, then Livestorm, Zoom, and Cisco WebEx. So all these 4 platforms are used usually for meeting purpose. But classroom teaching is also a kind of meeting wherein maybe there will be not too much of interaction, what comments or speech by the other side of the stage, but it is a kind of meeting. So we can also use this. Right now, if you see that for this pandemic situation of COVID-19, all the 4 of them have given the platform free for us, with small restrictions, of course, some restrictions. I'll speak about all those restrictions for you right now. So this can also be used. Okay, so that is also nice. Yeah, some are asking for type the names of the platforms. Ma'am, we'll share all the information for you once of the completion of this session. So you will be knowing, we'll give some more information about all those things. You can even ask us personally with respect to the email ID or WhatsApp. So we'll help you on that. So that's fine. Yeah, cool. Right. So this is what the about pricing. So I said like all the 4 classrooms, whatever I have taken, only specifically 4 I have taken, because they are quite having an opportunity or interactive capture levels we have. So I'm comparing Dacast, IBM Cloud Video, and Kaltura with Panopto. These 4 platforms we can use for online teaching. The important difference that we should have with respect to these online teachings and your Google Meet and all those things are quite different. The reason is that in Google Meeting or in your whatever that meeting platforms we have, so it is personally or it is intentionally developed with a reason that there is no one head. Instead, everybody will get an opportunity to speak in a meeting. So that is the responsive idea that they have built, that all those meeting platforms. Wherein these digital classrooms or online classrooms, these are planned in a very different way, wherein student can listen to us, and we will be able to stop somewhere in between, create an interactive session by posting some quiz poll or something like that. So all these things are very well merged here, wherein a teacher's authority, so that is properly given here. So these platforms are used by many international schools, colleges right now. They are using it, and of course they are paying for it, and they are using it, and they are trying to improve the level of teaching to a different extent, right? So that they are using it. So if you observe here, Dacast charges somewhere around $19 per month, and IBM Cloud charges somewhere around $1,000 per month, whereas Kaltura charges somewhere around $500 per month, and Panopto are also shared somewhere near to $300 to $500 per month. So many things are there. So all these 4 have got multiple platforms and all those things. But one point I need to add here is that these things, whatever you have here, these are not, being a teacher, we cannot take these decisions. These decisions are taken by the management. These points will have to go to the management. If suppose there is a need for online classroom platform to be purchased, then you can go for the management, and management has to take a call. So they should purchase this, right? So for being a teacher, just an online teaching my own class, I depend only on my class and I give my lecture, then you can go for online meeting platforms. Some are there like this. That is a Google Meet, Livestream, and Zoom, and Cisco WebEx. So I know that most of you are very familiar with Zoom, because Zoom was the first platform who actually gave out Zoom time, and they made sure that people will never stop connected with respect to teaching and all those things. That was a very nice call. But today we have some other kind of way where we speak about, like we go for some restrictions are there due to some our own country level problems, Zoom being delivered from China and all those things. But we have got many other options available. That is, one is Google Meet, we have got Livestream, we have Cisco WebEx available. All those things are there, and none of these are from India. I promise you that none of these are from India, but I'm just using them because they are quite free, and the properties and the features are quite very well, and that's the reason I'm just using these things, right? Whichever that we are using right now with respect to our connectivities, and they are completely free. Earlier it was only available for G Suite. Now they have made it free for us also. Everybody can use it, and they have a limitation of 100 members. But you can go for a very long duration, any duration that you want, you can have, and you don't need an app. If you want an app, you can use an app. If you don't have an app, that's fine. They'll give you a direct web browser, can accommodate this Google Meet directly, right? Then Livestream usually charges $35. Right now they have made it free because of this pandemic time, and you can use that. And Livestream doesn't need an app again. And one of the important things that feature we have in Livestream is that you are able to mute everyone at a time. So that is one of the very important things we have. You mute everyone. That can be done. But in Google Meet, if you want to mute everyone, you have to mute individually. That's a problem, right? So for a limited number of users, you can go for Google Meet. If not, you try to switch over to other 3. Or if you trust your students and if you ask them to mute and if they're doing it, it's fine. Then you can go for Google Meet also. Then comes Zoom. Zoom right now it is free. Initially, if not, they'll charge $15 for 100 users. And right now we are giving free, but they are giving free for only 40 minutes. If you are running a meeting with more than 3 members, then your session will automatically close in 40 minutes. But if you are doing a one-to-one interaction, 2 members are connected in a meeting, then you can go for unlimited time duration. And you can share sound. That is very much important. In Google Meet also, you can share sound. Your laptop, desktop sound can be easily shared. But in Cisco, we don't have that option. We cannot share the sound of the laptop. That's a problem. So they have got some updates, but most of the thing is that it's a very big problem with respect to Cisco WebEx. They have made it free, and they have an option for unlimited time usage. You can connect to people for unlimited time. Again, free is not for free right now for all the time. Right now, they have made it free for this pandemic time. That's all. So all the 3 of them, whatever I'm speaking, like Livestream, Zoom, and Cisco WebEx, all 3 of them have made it free only for time being. I don't know how far they'll be extending it and how far we'll be able to use it. So that's kind of unknown thing for us, right? So we will speak about what all the things that we should know about an online teaching, what are the things that we should know, we should use with respect to the online teaching. It means technical support we need, right? The first thing is that what all the expected features we want with respect to online teaching. So the first thing that will be very much important for us is security. We don't want someone else to get into the online teaching class and distract our class. That's one thing. The second thing is that we don't want our data to be loosened out to someone else who is not there in my class. Right? That's very much important, because I would have spent a lot of time in preparing materials, right? So we need all these things, right? So this is very much important. Next is ease of use. So we need to have a software that's quite very easy for us to use. We should not create a complexity during a session. When I'm taking a session, if that creates a complexity, then I'll not be happy taking the class using that software, right? So we need that ease with respect to usage of this platform. Then what is label with respect to the services? We want complete white label with respect to the services. They say some of the softwares, we know we have dealt with these situations, like they say, I'll give you this, that, this, and all. And once we start using it, then they stop reducing our features and something like that. And we feel very bad with respect to the continuation of that software. So that should not happen. We need to have complete white label services. That means they are completely authorized and they really give us 100% services with respect to whatever that is mentioned. So that's very much important for us, right? So that is always important for us. So the next thing that we'll be speaking is about API access. That is your application program interface. So what is the interface that we have with respect to connectivity? So this platform will help us in having a overall interactive things, so that I can have what kind of a platform we need, like my laptop conditions, what software I'll be able to share there. Will I be able to share the screen? How interactive can I make it by using additional features of this software? These things can be called out there. That is one of the important things that you can use here with respect to the expected feature. Out of these things, what is the feature that you feel it is important for you all? Whether it is security, or you feel like ease of use is important, or services are important, or API is important. So just put that in the comment section so that we will be getting to know that how many of you feel what is important here. And I can tell you that what is actually important, what may not be so much important sometimes, right? So we cannot say that everything is important every time. It depends. Sometimes what we will be doing is we'll be trying to share a YouTube video in my screen. At that time, if someone else comes and looks into the video, that's fine. So it's not a problem for me, because even I'm taking that video from somewhere else. So I don't have to say that that person is taking some data from me. So I don't have to complain that. That's okay with us. But if suppose, let us say that you have spent 3 days of your time to prepare a small animation so that you can make your student understand, and someone else comes into your classroom and takes that data away and they'll put it in their own website or something like that, so that is a problem. We're not happy with that, right? So what is important for you? So out of these features, so whether security, because it depends on your way of how do you communicate. So most of them usually prepare everything by themselves. Some of them will try to use the materials that are available online, and then they'll share it and they'll give their own idea or their own methodology for learning that materials, whatever that they have given. So things are different. What is important for you, whether security, API, ease of use, or services? You just put it in the comment section so that I can see that. I have some points raised here. App, okay, Zoom app is dangerous. No, don't even think like that. It is not dangerous. But the point is that just to add on, please don't mind me. Zoom, the reason why they say is that some countries have got some of the licensing methodologies wherein that if suppose if they are giving a service in your country, the country asks like you, whatever the data that you get, you share it with us. So Zoom, since it is from that country, that is China, so they are taking data from us. So if you're there online, maybe your data may be like your name, your email ID, or some of the information that you have given to your Zoom application would be shared with the country also. So that is the reason why people say that it is taking out data. So of course, every software that we have right now, if suppose I'm using them, if they are taking the data, definitely they'll have a copy of it. But the way that what we are supposed to know is that the important thing is we should believe in the software first of all, and at the same time the software should give us a guarantee that the data is secure. So if you all open the WhatsApp, if you try to type the first message to a new person, then automatically you get a small pop-up saying that this message is end-to-end encrypted. Nobody in between can read this data. So that's a specialty, right? So it is giving us a guarantee that whatever the data that our message that I'm trying to type are encrypted and nobody in between can read it. Encryption means it is completely secure. Data is secure. That's what we ask for, right? So that is how we actually go for that. Yeah, ease of use, API, security, and API. Fine, good. So depending on usage, very true. And we also see that Google Meet app is nice. Yeah, it's nice. Okay, fine. So let me go ahead now. So what are the other things other than these four? What are the other things that one could expect from the software, right? That is, one is easy assessment. That is very much important. In your Google Meet or your Zoom app or your Cisco Webex or Livestorm, you don't have this one. That is easy assessment. You cannot assess the student who is there on the other side. That's a problem, right? So you can go for monetization. They don't have monetization also. Then the support is there, so we are happy with that. But monetization and easy assessment is not available with respect to these things. Okay, the reason is that we have to go for the specific softwares for these two things. So monetization, I don't know how many of you are quite aware of this monetization. So that's there with respect to the usage. That is like for earning money using your online lectures or video series or something like that. If you know that in YouTube people are doing a lot of money by posting videos and all those things, that is monetization. So you will be able to sell your digital data and you will be able to earn. That is monetization. Like these easy assessments can be easily made successful by using digital classrooms. So when you're using this Google Meet app or Zoom or something like all these meeting apps, then you can use digital classrooms in parallel to them so that you can have the assessments done at an easy cost, right? These are the four other services, extra services that we would expect from any software that we're using for online class or video lectures. How do I have to prepare for a class? So all these things have already been explained by Dr. HSN. So I'll not take too much of your time here. So we need to plan, we need to know the technology, what is the technology that we are supposed to use, and we should know who are the audience that we have. Without knowing the audience, we should not prepare things, right? We should know who are the audience that we have, and then we have to know that what are the contents that I should prepare. Should I have images? I should have videos, I should have graphs, whether I should have points there, or what are the different kind of links I should have. These things must be there, right? And then activities. What all the different activities that I should include so that I can make this complete presentation more interactive. So if you're observing my presentation, I'm having very different images coming up with respect to each point. So this is also one of the methods that you can have to make your students more interested towards the presentation that you're doing. It's a kind. So, okay. And one more thing. So there is no specific thing that you use this kind of a background, this kind of a font, nothing. It's a suggestion that when you are using a presentation, try to use the dull background and a dark font, or going in a different way, that is dark background and a dull font. So both are fine, nothing is wrong. But when you try to put same color background and same color font, people will not be able to read out things easily. That's the only problem we are just trying to pop up here. That's all. So never to keep too many things in your mind when you're trying to prepare a presentation. The important thing that you should know is that what all the content that I have to put here, right? That is very much important, right? So those things you must know properly. Then on an online class, what all the things that you should follow up to the online class so that we can have for these things. The video is not clear. I think, sir, madam, please do check your internet service, because I think things are fine here. I have another output device here which is actually letting me know about the platform, how it is actually running out. Okay, thank you. And then, okay, we'll come to the online class. So first thing is that you try to start your online class with a story or interesting story. So we all see that, right? If someone will start with a small quote, some of them will start with a story, some of them will start with a nice video there, some of them will start with a nice image in the presentation. So these things must be there. So with all these things, you will be able to create a very nice interest in the audience. That's very important. Then always be conscious. We have this habit. Right now I'm sharing my screen. For me, what I feel is, okay, I'm concentrating mostly on the screen, but the other way around, to the other side of the audience, they are also looking at me from the camera right now. They have me somewhere in the corner in the screen, and they are looking at me at this time. So we should be able to have that consciousness that rather than looking at the screen, I have to look at the camera when I speak in the online class. That will be quite difficult for you in the initial days. But as the days goes on, as you practice more on this, you will be able to concentrate on the camera, feeling that people are looking at me through that, and you will be able to deliver it. So be conscious. So your gestures, your hand movements, and everything must be very nice. So be straightforward. Don't just drag out things to a very long time and come back. That's not fine, because online classes must always be precise, very limited. I know that we are taking too much of time in giving you so much of information. Since we have too much of information with a limited time, I'm taking too much of time, that's all. But when you are trying to deliver a lecture, try to precise that and be straightforward. Deliver what is to be delivered, that's all. Okay. Then have breaks in between. Just like that, whenever I'm asking you to comment something, interact with me on something, content, something like that. So when you do that, so we'll be having a small break. Student will not just look into the screen. Instead, he comes out, types something, and tries to say something that whatever that he is feeling about it. So that's important. So you break in things. Do not continuously continue the lecture with a video, and do not worrying about whether they are listening or not. Don't do that. So that's not fine. Okay. So that is not usually preferred. So we don't expect that you do that. Okay. Try to have a small interactive things. You ask for something and ask. All those things must be done in between. That's always nice. Then keep asking responses. Just like that, I'm asking something, so you respond. So I'm okay with that. Are you okay with this? So ask all these kind of questions so that people will be interactive. They will be listening to you and they'll answer. They'll try to answer to you. Then add quiz and polls. So I'll tell you how to add quiz and polls. So in between you're taking a lecture, you say that I have sent a link to the comment section, try to connect that. You take that link and you will be able to answer the poll, answer the quiz. So you'll be able to take the real-time responses, and you'll be able to know how much the student is getting to understand from my session. All these things can be done by adding quiz and polls. I'll tell you how to add quiz and polls using digital classrooms later, just after the 2 or 3 presentation. Use camera when required. So right now, since I'm actually giving you 2 things, that is, one is my presentation, the other one is the way that I have to behave as a gesture. So how I'm supposed to use my hands, how I'm supposed to look into the camera. So these things I'm trying to demonstrate here. So that is the reason I'm using camera. If you feel that the presentation is more important and not you, you can just turn off the camera. That's fine. So you have nothing to worry about it. You turn off the camera, you continue your presentation. Whenever there is a requirement of turning on the camera, you turn on the camera and you speak. So that's very simple. You don't have to worry about it every time. Okay, that's cool. Next is don't elaborate. As I said, be straightforward, don't elaborate. Keep it as straight as possible. Okay. Then relate real-time things. So whatever the presentation till now you saw, and all our guests and keynote addresses we saw, everybody speak completely relating the need of this time with this webinar, right? That is important. You relate it. Right now, I have 60 students there looking at my presentation, or I have more than like 300 members who are watching my video right now. And if I say that I'm doing this, you respond like this and all that. So how am I concentrating on all 300 right at that moment? Or am I even concentrating on many specific members there? So these things must be very much well known. So I relate things in real time so that people will be able to understand things in a better way. Then slot for queries. Have queries in between. Don't say that I'll take all the questions by the end of the session. So people would forget, or they would lose the interest of asking a question by the end of the session. Don't do that. Maybe after every half an hour, or maybe after every 20 minutes. So you can go for a small session wherein you can have queries, you can answer them, right? That's always nice. That's always more interactive, right? If you are using any Meet or something like that, allow them to speak, not just typing something in the comments. So you can also ask them to speak. So if it is a limited class, and if you are able to control the complete class, allow them to speak. Let them turn on the cameras, let them turn on the mic, and they speak, because that will also improve their confidence level when they are looking into things in their next levels, maybe an interview, or then office level, or they're being when they're professional and how they are supposed to behave. All these things can be cultivated at this stage only. So you can allow them, right? That is one of the nice things. So just breaking out. So I'm just going ahead continuously. Whatever that you feel like you want to add on things here, or if you're missing out some things, try to put that one word here in the comment section so that I'll be able to understand that I have to repeat something or something like that, and I'll be able to give you out specifically with respect to things here. Okay. Then a video lecture. So other than online class, video lecture is quite important. So in a video lecture, you need to be, things are quite same as that of the earlier one. You be straightforward. Don't take any breaks when you're doing video lectures, because you are giving a video and student would be watching it whenever they are free, right? They have time. So you don't have to take breaks and all those things. You need to have time management. Do not make a video lecture more than 20 minutes or 30 minutes. It's not feasible, right? If you make it like 2 hours, 3 hours, people will not look into it. So try to reduce the video lecture by 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Maximum is 30 minutes. Don't increase above that. Okay, that is always nice. And you should have virtual considerations. So feeling like students are listening to you, you respond. Okay, even though they are not listening to you at that moment, you feel like that. So they will also have a feeling that sir is interacting with me, sir or madam is interacting with me. That's always nice. Okay, that is called virtual reality. You create a virtual reality, feeling like someone is there in front of you and trying to speak to them like that. So add quiz and polls after every video so that it will acknowledge that whether student or someone who was supposed to watch, they have watched a video or something like that. Again, use cameras only when required. Don't elaborate, be straightforward. Try to bring in as much as possible real-time things so that you can be having things there. Be precise and always take a feedback. Your feedback will always help you in improving yourselves in the next video. That's always nice. So I'll just give you a small demonstration of PPT presentation and recording all those things here. So what I'll do is I'll just go there. I'll create a new presentation here right at this moment. I think you cannot see this, so I'll just increase the font size for you. Okay, so when you have a presentation, so I'll not create any separate slides. So if you want to create new slide, you can use Control M, and I have got some 4 slides right now here. So what I do is I'll type demo of PPT recording. So this is a demo that I'm trying to give, and I'm trying to keep them bold. So myself, it is Ullas. So that's all. I'm just giving, nothing much I'll be speaking about. So here I will call this is a slide number 1, and I'll call the next slide to be the slide number 2. Right, and the next one that I'll be speaking is nothing but the slide number 3. So I'll just speak with these things. I'll not put any content here, nothing. So if I'm using Microsoft Word or presentation about 2016, as my colleague said that in the options of insert, you have an option in the place of these videos or somewhere. So having an option of recording, you can record the screen and put it here in the slide directly. But here, we don't have that option. So for the previous versions, what you do is you go to your slideshow. In the slideshow, you have an option called record slideshow. So please observe here, this is your record slideshow. I'm just keeping my mouse popped up here. So this is your record slideshow. So this record slideshow option will help you to record the overall operation that you have. So when you're recording it, you don't record only the narrations, you include timings also. Next to that, you can see that play narrations, use timings, and show media controls. All three should be ticked on. You should turn them on, right? So when you click on this, you can start, the options are there. You can start recording from the beginning, or you can start recording from the current slide. So both you can do. If you want to start recording from the beginning, you click on that, start recording from the beginning. Automatically, it takes you, it will ask for like whether I should record slide and animation timings and everything. You take both, everything should be selected, and then click on start recording. Automatically, your demonstration of the PPT or whatever the PPT starts recording. You can find that in the left side corner wherein the recording is started. And you can find two different timings running. One is the overall timings of the recording that you're doing. The other one is the timings of each and every slide. So when you do this recording by using this method, what you will get is you will try to have the voice and the timings when you are clicking on changing the slide. Everything will be recorded, and you will be able to see that the reset of time here for the slide, but the continuous duration will be recorded, right? So you can change slide here also. Next slide you can give. If you want to stop recording for a while, you can give pause. So all these options are available. So I complete all the slides, and what I do is I end up the slides and I'll stop recording. Okay, so that is important. So when I say that I stop recording, so this recording will be saved in a location. You can save that recording. Means how do I save? If you observe here, when you come to the regular slide sorting view, you observe that each of the slides have got some times recorded below it, right? So you will be able to understand that the data with respect to slides, there is a voice that is recorded with respect to each slide. Right now we don't have a video yet, but we have each slide added with an audio file, right? So this is important. Where you can find this, you can find that, and in the animation slide, if you observe that, right here, you can observe that there is an animation pane. You observe that each and every slide has got an audio file here. That is important, right? Now how to put it out now? So you go to home, so you go to file, you go to file. In file, you have an option called save and send. In the option of save and send, you can directly keep the video recorded. Click on save and send, and in that you have many options like save to web, save to SharePoint. These things you can use. You can share it directly to SharePoint, is also one of the platform where you can share your slides, publish the slides on websites and all that you can do. And below that, you have an option called create a video. This is very much important. So if you don't have a newer version of Microsoft Word, PPT, then you can use this after recording the narrations and everything. Now here, you click on create a video. When you click on create a video, it will ask that whether I should put it in the computer display, the value, whatever the quality that you have got, or you can reduce the quality also. Then you can use this, record the complete timing and narration. Click on that, use recorded timing and narration. If you don't use them, automatically it will change the slide for every 5 seconds or 10 seconds, whatever that you select here, and automatically it does. So if you select that, use the timings and the narrations both, then it will automatically take the timings that you have used to change the slide and everything. So click on create video, and you can save that video wherever that you want. It will ask for your location where you want to save it and everything. So let us say that I'm just saving it in my desktop. So I'll save it in the desktop now. So desktop, I'm saving it as demo of PPT recording, right? My file name is demo of PPT recording. I'm saving it here. So when I save this here, so I get the data saved right now. So if I want to check, I'll go to my desktop and I see that the file is here. So this is my file. The file is here. So I want to play that. I'll double click on that, and you can see that the video plays automatically, right? This is in MP4 format usually. So you can see that. You can listen to that. right? So this video will give us, I think there's a small error, maybe I have missed something. Yeah, so this is how you record your video, and you will have that video recorded, right? So you can even play here. Start recording. You can find that in the left side corner wherein the recording is started, and you can find two different timings running. One is the overall timings of the recording, the other one is the timing of each and every. So when you do, so this is how you get to know that. So the audio will be recorded and things will be there with respect to the PPT. So I'll not save that. I'll go to my presentation. Okay, so the video is getting exported. That's why it is taking a bit of time. So you can see that in the bottom. So that's why the video is not getting played. So let it take its own time. So the next one is called Screencast-O-Matic. This option that you have with respect to Screencast-O-Matic is also one of the software that you can use with respect to which you can also have the record your screens. Right? This is your Screencast-O-Matic. This is one of the software you can use. So in this Screencast-O-Matic, you will be having two different things. One is that one condition that you have is the Screencast-O-Matic gives you free recording only for 15 minutes. So above that, if you want to go above 15 minutes, you may have to pay for this. So that's one of the drawback. But if you ask me, I would say that is the advantage. So if we don't have someone to restrict the timings, we may go on teaching, we go on doing some lectures or something like that. That's not fine. So since we have a restriction of 15 minutes, we will be conscious enough to put things that are required in this presentation for this video. So that's always nice. So you can use this Screencast-O-Matic. Screencast-O-Matic is a small, simple software. It's a web developed software that we have that can be directly used. So I'll show that here for you now. So Screencast-O-Matic comes with a small. So they have a small extension available in Google Chrome. So if you just type Screencast-O-Matic in the Google Chrome, and just click on that video editor, automatically it will use this. You can use this start recording for a free. So if you use that option, that is start recording for free, this option will tell you that it will automatically take you to a different screen, and there is a small extension for Chrome that automatically starts working in your system and starts recording the complete screen. Here the thing is that it will completely record the screen. It will not say that it will record a specific window or something like that, but instead it will record the complete screen. So you can use this also to record a video of maximum of 15 minutes if you want to use it for free. If you want to increase it or do some editing to your videos and all that, you have to pay for them. So they have a very limited amount of pricing, so it's not too costly also, it's fine. So you can use it and you can record a video, right? So this is an option that you can have with respect to this, that is Screencast-O-Matic. This is one of the options you have. It's a good option that you have. Then we have Windows Screen Recorder. So if you know this, you have an option called Windows Screen Recorder. So if you click on Windows with Shift and S, so we have a screenshot taker. Similarly, we have one more small extension that is available, and Windows has already given that is called Windows Screen Recorder, which can also be used to record the overall Windows screen. So that is also one of the options you have with respect to recording the screen, right? The updated versions are having it, right? So you can record a video directly by using a Windows Screen Recorder. This is one of the very easy option you have. So there was no time limitation here. Even for your PPT presentation, demo, and recording, you don't have any time limitation. You can record whatever that you want, right? That is important. So these are the things that you can use to record a video for your video lectures. Okay, let me not take too much of time in here. So I'm just moving ahead. Gestures and etiquette. So we already have seen that gestures and etiquettes. What are the supposed gestures that you need to have, and how you are supposed to behave when you are taking an online class, and all those things on video lectures and everything. So here you have the first thing is that don't have to be rigid. Never be rigid. So you be flexible. Try to move around. Don't stick on continuously with the camera sticking on directly like that. You don't do that. Okay. So that you try to be flexible, move around. All those things are fine always. Then keep a smile. Your face should never go very wrong, like keeping it dull. Don't do that. You be smiling always. So that always keeps the concentration of a student on you. That's always nice. Okay, you be keeping a smile on your face always when you're doing a video lecture or an online class. Okay, Then never point names when you're scolding. So when you want to scold someone, don't point out, just be general. Say that, students, you're not behaving well, it's not fine, you just behave well, or something like that. You say, don't point like XYZ, you are doing that, you're doing that, don't do that, and all that. They may feel very bad, and that results in many different ways. Let us not enter into that kind of a situation, right? Then while camera is on, try to keep the eye contact on the camera, just like what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to look at the camera and I'm trying to speak, right? So when the camera is on, you try to put your eyes always concentrating on the camera. But when it is off, then it's fine for you. You don't have to worry about it, right? When you speak, try to look into the camera and speak. That's always nice, okay? Then minimum hand movements. Don't continuously be like, yeah, do that. Every time I'll be doing some hand movements and then all nothing. So when there is a required hand movements, you do it. If not, never worry about doing any hand movements. Then never lose patience. In online class, it's very important. You may get distracted because of some misbehaving students or mischief students, and never lose your patience. If you lose your patience, you're losing a complete online class. You lose your complete control on the online class. Nothing wrong. If someone is playing some unwanted music or some videos or something like that, discard them from the class. Nothing wrong there. You just put them out or just put them in mute. You don't have to listen to them every time, right? So you should not lose your patience. If you lose your patience, you lose everything. Don't do that, okay? Please. Then have a good grip on the software. Unless you know the software or the meeting software that you're using, don't get into it, because you will definitely end up in chaos. Because our students are very smarter than us. We should believe that, right? So try to know ample amount of things about the software first before you before you use the software. That's always nice, okay? Then don't look around every time, okay? So what are the takeaways that we had in this small session before I just get into digital classroom demo and everything? One is that we were able to compare regular classroom and online class. So we were able to see how do we establish an online class, and we saw that how do we prepare a video lecture. So we saw a demo also there, and we also were able to understand online etiquettes, and most of the things like online etiquettes and comparison of online and regular classes were already dealt by Dr. HSN, and I have just given you some points that all about that. So I hope for now you are able to understand the need of online class and things with respect to different regular and online class. How many of you now feel that online class can be conducted? If you feel that online class can be conducted, type online. But if you even now also, if you feel that regular class is important, that is better than online class, you type regular there. So I'm just looking at your comment section. If you feel that online class is nice, at least now, so I may not have given too much of things here, but with respect to online class only I'm speaking. So if you feel online is nice, you just put online there. And if you feel that regular class is nice, you put regular there, so that I can just have a small comparison, my own outcome and responses, or a small feedback for my own presentation. I'll be able to know that. So what all the takeaways that you may have seen, it's been there. Yeah, thank you so much. We see so many members typing online now. Nice. And none of you are feeling regular is still important, but always, yeah, I never say that on regular class is always important, of course. So let us not put it down, but for the need of time, and of course generations are growing up very fast, and people are not ready to come and sit in front of you for hours together to listen to your lecture. So if by using online class or video lectures, we will be able to deliver the knowledge to a person who is free at that time and who is interested in listening to us. So it's always an effective communication. So that's the reason. Both are nice. Yeah, thumbs up, man. Nice. Regular class. Oh, there are people who are still worrying there with regular class. Of course, never. Let us not put down regular class anytime, because it is always important for us, right? Both. Comfortable with online, but regular class is always better. True. Very true. Very true. Very true. Right. Both are nice. Nice. Thank you so much for the comments. Yeah, regular or on both. Okay, fine. Nice. Both are important right now. Cool. Right. Online. Nice. Yeah, thank you so much for all your comments. Both are good. Fine. Thank you so much. So this is about your online and regular class. Mostly we spoke about online class and online meeting and everything we have seen now. So right now what I'll be speaking is about digital classroom. How do we actually use digital classrooms? So what all the expectations we can have with respect to digital classrooms? So the digital classrooms will enable the technology to reduce the complexities that we are facing when doing a formal classes. So we have this problem, right? We have an attendance register. We go on marking attendance every day. One thing. Next thing is that we conduct a small test and we are supposed to sit in front of a paper. We need to evaluate it for a long time. And then I have to put the information back on some register. And then they ask like, what is the total amount? You have to do the mathematics of adding marks and everything. So then we are supposed to give a small grading for it. Then we also will give a small important thing like we will be able to, we are supposed to concentrate on things like what is the outcome percentage, to which grade the student comes in, maybe in first class with the distinction, or grades if you're speaking about A plus B. All these things we are supposed to do. So these things will take too much amount of complexities when you're doing it manually. So this digital classrooms will help you reduce all those things. So they'll be reducing it. Then enhancing the quality of learning and teaching. Like, so when you're doing a lecture in a regular class or an online class, you will continuously do it speaking like being an interactive session or something like that. But a student who was not able to listen to you properly during an online class or a regular class will not be able to capture the same amount of knowledge what others have got. So by using digital classrooms, you will be able to post those things. You will be able to post a video there, whatever that you have recorded there, or you will be able to have a small assessment every time that you give a lecture. So these things will be enabling you to enhance the quality of learning, and the other one is teaching. So you will be understanding whether people or student is responding to my questions or my polls. All those things are there. So when you are able to understand that, then you will be able to enhance your teaching methodologies also. So that's one of the important things that we should know, right? Then we will be able to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of the overall class, right? You know what you are delivering, and if they know what they are capturing, then automatically the efficiency gets improved, right? So you'll be able to assess that very easily. So in the regular class also it's possible, like you ask, did you understand? Students, have you understood? Is there any doubts? All these kind of questions we do ask. But the way that students are responding in my original class is completely different when I'm giving a poll, right? If I give a poll and if I say that I'll give an option like I completely understand, partially understand, not understood, completely not understood, something like that, then the poll will give us a very good response saying that how many of them are actually understanding, how many of them are not understanding. All these things can be understood. I'll show how to create a poll and all that in my demo. The next one is makes way for ease of accessibility and time flexibility. So you don't have to stick on to specific time that, okay, I'll take class from 10 to 11 only, not other times. I'm not free. You may not be free at that specific time. Students may not be actually feeling it's fine during that time. There may not be there may be some problem with respect to connectivity for the students, and all those things are there. So those things can be easily removed here, and you can bring in time flexibility, and you will be able to have the students to listen to lectures whenever they are free or whenever they are interested in listening to us. So this is the expectations that you can keep when we are actually go for the online and digital and online classes. Okay. So let's go ahead now with respect to the sessions, whatever that we were doing. So digital classrooms, how many different types of digital classrooms are available? So we have many. So we have many different types of digital classrooms available with us. But these are the 4 that I have choiced out of the big list, and which are quite flexible, easy to use, and free of cost for us to use. Okay. So out of these 4, again, I'm specifically getting into 2 of them as specified earlier. That is, one is the Google Classroom, the other one is the Edmodo. So these 2 things I'll be using with respect to the options of operations. That is, one is the Google Classroom, the other one is the Edmodo. So these things I'll be using. I'll be giving you a demo for somewhere around 5 to 10 minutes to understand how we are supposed to look into it and how we can reduce the complexity of assessment by using these 2 softwares. Okay. So let me just check on this. What are the different features we have with respect to all 4 of them? So I have got a small comparison for these things. That is with respect to the Google Classroom, Edmodo, Talent LMS, and Schoology. So Talent LMS is nothing but learning management system. So they call it as Talent Learning Management System. So that is your Talent LMS. So what are the things that we should know about these? The first thing is registration required. Whether there is a requirement of registration. Yes. Google Classroom is available for all the Google accounts you have. Okay. If you create a classroom, you become a teacher. If you join a classroom, you become a student. So it's very simple. Google has kept it as simple as possible. In Edmodo, you have another option. That is, you will be able to create an account as a student, as a teacher and as a parent also. So it's an advantage. So you can connect a student with the respective parent so that the parent can look into the progress of each student whenever they want. So it's an advantage we have with respect to Edmodo. Then Talent LMS is also requires a registration there, but it is a paid version. So you need to pay something for Talent LMS to use the complete feature. If not, it is free with respect to limited features, and you can use that. Then Schoology, again, Schoology is having that ability to have digital classrooms, but the services with respect to registrations and other things like poll, quiz, and assignments are served by using a different applications. So they have got a combination of multiple applications, and they'll give you the services with them also. Right. Next thing is poll. This is very much important. As I was telling you that whenever you're taking a class, online class, something like that, try to create polls. So creating polls will make students, enable students to respond immediately, and also get a response. You will have a small idea about how they are listening, how much they are listening, and all those things can be easily understood here. So Google Classroom doesn't have a poll directly, but it has got an idea of having some options, multi MCQs, and you will be able to understand. So they have a resultants. So Google Classroom, once you answer everything, so Google Classroom tells you that for a specific question, how much percentage of answers have been chosen with respect to option A, B, C, D, or any number of options. So that is also a method of understanding the poll. So in Edmodo, you have a direct poll available, and you will be able to see out how the votes are there with respect to each and every poll. So that's always nice. Then it is survey. Talent LMS has got something called as a survey, which is actually respondent like poll. So you can use that. That's fine. Schoology also has got polling, but with a separate an application available. It is not like you cannot have quiz or something like that. But this conditioned quiz is something that that will be able to. Just a minute. I think there is a problem with the network. Okay, I think it's fine here. Are you people? Yeah, fine. I think everything is fine. So I saw some loading here. That's why I just stopped. Sorry for that. Okay, so fine. So then we speak about quiz. So Google Classroom has got a conditioned quiz option we have, and Edmodo has got a nice quiz option with us. So you can conduct quiz and everything there. Talent LMS also has got it. Schoology also has got it. Assignment. This is a nice part that you should always when I start a demo, right? So a small comparison for logins and usage for students and parents and teachers. So in your Google Classroom, teacher, if you join a classroom, you become a student.
Okay, please.
ಏನೋ ಮೇಲ್ ಕಳ್ಸಿದ್ನಂತಲ್ಲ ವಾಪಸ್ ಕಳ್ಸು ಅದನ್ನ.
Please wait for a few minutes. ಏನಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಗುರು?
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀನು ಮಾತಾಡೋ ಸಾಕು.
ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ
ಗೂಗಲ್ ಮೀಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಾ ನೀನು?
JSS ಗುಂಡ್ಲುಪೇಟೆ MS ಮಹಾದೇವ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಗುರು. ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಮೀಟ್ ಈಚೆ ತಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾ. ಉಲ್ಲಾಸ ಕಳ್ಸಲಿ. ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಂತು.
Okay, sorry for the small delay. I think there was a problem with the network. Okay, fine. So I'll just continue. I'm sorry for the delay. I'm very, very, very sorry for that. Thank you for your patience. I see a lot of comments falling down when we say that there is a problem with the presentation. You people were able to understand that. Thank you so much for that. So now I'll start with the demo then. So I'll be able to see that what are the things that we should be having with respect to the demo now. Okay, first thing is that Google Classroom is simple and it's very, very free. So you don't have to pay for it. So everyone who has got a Google account, you are able to use it. So it's very easy for use. Edmodo, again, Edmodo is also free of cost, and you are able to do assessments and other many different things by using Edmodo. So both are there. So I'll start with a demo for you both, that is with respect to Google Classroom and also with respect to Edmodo now. So let me start with the first one, that is I'll start with Google Classroom. So if I have to start with Google Classroom, what am I supposed to do? So first thing that I'll be doing is I start my Gmail account. So I have a Gmail account, first of all, is much important. Okay, fine. So I'll start with my own account. So I have my own account. I have Google Classroom account also available with me. So I'll use that to tell you about what is the things that we are handling. So you can directly log into Google Classroom. So that is also, you have an option. So if you have a Gmail account, if you type Google Classroom, you will directly take yourself into Google Classroom. Or you also have got an option that if suppose you are there in a regular page, there also you can find this option that here, if you find this 3 dots available. So this 3 dots will tell you, you click on that 3 dots, there is Google Apps. You just scroll down and you find Classroom here. This is your Google Classroom. Okay, so you can use this also, or you can directly click on Google Classroom on your address bar, and you will get directed to Google Classroom automatically. So that is also one of the options you have with respect to Google Classroom, right? So when you have a Google Classroom, if you open the Google Classroom, you will find an empty page actually instead of having these classes. So what you can do is you can create a classroom. To create a classroom, you need to click on this plus symbol. If you have your cursor, it shows create or join class. So as I said, if you create a classroom, you become a teacher. If you join a classroom, you become a student. So you click on that. So being a teacher, you create a classroom. When you click on create a classroom, it will ask like what are the things that you are looking in. You look into the complete conditions and everything. Say continue, and you will be asked for the name of the class. So I'll say that I'm starting with a demo class. So this is my demo class, right? So I have a demo class here. So who is the people who are taking it? I say like some A section, so simply just marking it. Subject is like online and digital teaching, digital classroom, right? So I have a subject that is online and digital classroom. So I have any room number. If you want to specify room number, you can specify room number. So I'll just specify room number as 100 simply. So it's left to you. If you are using a classroom in your regular class, I always suggest you that in your regular class, use any one of the digital classroom, maybe Edmodo or Google Classroom. So you will be able to have an interaction with the students every time. You'll be able to understand their level of understanding every time. So for that, so create the classroom. Once you create the classroom, you will see that classroom popped up in your section of classes. So in the place of classes, you can find that and you will be able to analyze, or you will be able to add on things to your classes. So you can observe here, there is a demo class created. So it is taking a bit of time, that's all. It will just take time with respect to creating a class. So this is your demo class. So automatically the demo class has been brought to you here, right? So what you can do is you can invite the students in many different ways. You invite students with emails, or you can do is you share that class code, whatever you see here. So here, this is your class code. So if you observe here, that is ZTYDGZH. This is my class code. Or you can also have a big one. So you take a snapshot of this and send it to your classes, your students. You can share it however you want. So you can have students joined. So once the students are joined, you can find all the students here in the people list. So under people, you can see how many students are there and how many teachers are there. So this is how you can do this. This is one of the methods that you can use to join a classroom with respect to the Google Class. So I'll just add myself. I'll add one more system from the other way around. I'll add myself as a student here so that I can show you that how a student's responses can be used, right? So I'm just joining a class now. So I have my class code. So I'm entering the class code as ZTYDGZH. Okay. Yeah. So I have joined the class now. So if you come down here with respect to the students, you can find that there is a student added, that is Diksoochi Mysuru. So I have added myself as a Diksoochi Mysuru. So I have a different class here from the other system, and I am trying to join it to my class. So I am the teacher now. UPK official becomes the teacher, and Diksoochi Mysuru is a student of that class, that is demo class. Okay. So if whenever I want to put something here, so if I want to put something here, I'll just post them. You can post it directly here, whatever that you want, you post it here. Say hello all students, hello students. So if I put it here, so they will be able to see that just like your Facebook feed and everything, Instagram feed, just like that. You want to add some materials, you click on add here, click on the add button. You want to add it from Google Drive, you want to add some link, you maybe YouTube video link or any other file, YouTube link, anything like that. And file if you want to add directly. And there is an extra option in Google Classroom, not in Edmodo also you have. If you click on YouTube and give the link of a video of a YouTube, then this link will not have to take you to YouTube separately and then play the video. Instead, it will be able to fetch the data from YouTube directly and feed it here. So that is one of the advantage we have with respect to the Google Classroom and Edmodo, both you have. So this is one of the nice things that you can use here, right? So let us say that I have posted this. So this is just like posting something. But what I do is I need to add something with respect to quiz. Let us say that you need to create a quiz. So if you want to create a quiz, then you go to classwork. In the classwork section, so I think you can see that. So in the classwork section, in this section, you can see create. So click on create, and you can see different type of things, whatever that you want to create. So you want to create an assignment, you want to create a quiz assignment, you want to create a question, just like a poll. You want to create a material to give materials, your own materials, maybe a soft copy of your PPT or some written notes or something like that. You can do that, or you can reuse the post. Means if you want to recall the same post and make some changes in that can be done. And topics with respect to timetable. You want to specify that I'll be taking up this class this time, something like that. If you are doing, you can do that also. That is one of the things you can do. So if I say that I'll create a quiz assignment, I'll go to assignment is just like assignment. They can submit the assignment directly here, just like a PDF or any file they can attach. So quiz assignment, I'll click now. So this is important. We need to create a quiz. So if we want to create a quiz, it is important, right? So if I want to create that, I'll click on the title of the quiz. So I'll say that again, the quiz is also a demo quiz. So I say demo quiz here. So this is my thing, and instructions I need to write. I say that answer them with respect to the class that I have taken. So I have told that the class answer should be done there with respect to the class that I have taken today, right? I can specify to which class I'm posting it. So if you have multiple classes, since I have multiple classes, I can post them to any of the classes. So that you can do, and to who all the students. If you want to create all students or only for the students of any specific class, you can specify that, and then you can specify the marks. So let us say that I'm giving 10 marks for this, and if you don't want to grade it, you click on ungrade, so point will become ungraded. So both the options you have. Let us say I'll mark it for 10 marks. So I have for 10 marks. So the overall marks that I have given is for 10 marks. So now mark point is 10 marks. When is the due date? With what due date that they have to specify. So what you can do is you click on something. I select a date and I select time. So saying that by I need to complete this one by some 4 p.m. So I'll say 4 p.m. So or 5 p.m. So this is the time that I have given for deadline. Tomorrow by 4:30 4 or 5 p.m. they are supposed to complete this quiz. Topic, any specific topic, you can create that. You want to create a specific topic, you can create that. Do you want to create a rubrics? This is a new feature that is added by the Google Classroom. So for your NBA accreditations or any accreditation processes, rubrics is very much important. So you can create a rubrics here, match your course outcomes and program outcomes down here, and you will be able to directly assess that. So you have a create a rubric, you can create that. What is the criteria that you have, and what is the description for the criteria, what is the point it, and what is the level of that title, what is the description that you want to add on to these things. So you can do that. So you can add multiple things here. By using the scoring ideas, you will be able to create a rubric, and you will be able to have the complete analysis created by automatically by the Google Classroom, so that you can directly utilize it. It's very simple it is. So you don't have to sit and work on this, right? So that is one thing. But the point here is, if you want to create a Google quiz, you have to attach Google Form. Google Classroom do not give you direct quizzing option here. Okay, you just click on this Google Forms, automatically it leads to Google Forms. I think most of you are very much familiar in creating a Google form with respect to quiz and different assessments. So here you can do that, create a quiz with respect to some name. I say demo, and then I say some description given. If you want to give some description, give simple descriptions, I'll give. Okay, so some description I'll give, and then I'll go for question. So I'll ask which of these is the free software for online class? Okay, I'll use that, right? I'll say that which of these is the free software for online class. So what I'll do is I'll give an option. First option I'll say that as Google Meet. So this is also one of the options that we have, and then we have go for Schoology. Then I'll also give an option like you have Panopto, right? So we also have got another one that is IBM Meet, right? So three of them I have given. So if you observe, the correct answer is Google Meet, but other three are also the options of digital classroom, but they are not free. So what I do is I'll go for answer key, click on this answer key. So here you have the answer key. So there you can specify which one is correct answer. I click Google Meet is the right answer. Then I'll give marks. So I'll say that 2 marks I'm giving for this question. So once you do that, you click done. So automatically the question will be assigned with this option. So if you want to assign that, once you're done with this, you come back here. So there is a Google platform that is already attached. If you assign here, if you click on the assign, automatically the question is assigned. You want to send it separately, you can send it here. Separately, you can send it here. That's not a problem you have. Okay, so I'll change the title of the quiz so that I can see that there. So the update that you have, so I call it as demo here. So if you observe here, so this is having an option of demo. So you have a demo here. So you can just assign them. So if I click on assign, so the class that I have designed is demo class, and this quiz is assigned for the demo classroom. So you observe here, right? This is assigned now. So I can see that in my being a student, I see that here. So I'll get one of the assignments here that has been assigned by Diksoochi, sorry, assigned by my teacher, that is UPK official, and I can click on that. If you observe that, I click on this also, I'll show you here, right? How many of you have turned in? Nothing. Assigned 1, because I have got only 1 student in my class. So assigned is 1. So once I open the quiz, Okay, I'll have to answer the quiz. So I'll go to Google Forms. From here, it is getting linked. So I'm answering the quiz and I submit the quiz. So I have answered it and I have submitted the quiz. So once I get that quiz, right? So I can see that only one person has turned in. You can see this here. One person has turned in. So this tells that the person has answered. You click on that one person has turned in. You see who is it? It is Mysuru, Diksoochi Mysuru has answered it. So what is the answer that they have given? You can see here. Go to the demo. You can see in the responses sheet saying that what is the response that they have given, right? So this has turned in. So what they have turned in the answer. So looking at that status, you can directly look into the points, how much points you want to assign. So you can assign the points here, or automatically the grade will be graded. So I'll give 10 out of 10 to the student. So student is added with the marks that is 10 out of 10. And the question is whether this is considered by the axis analysis, overall analysis. Yes, it is considered directly by the overall analysis, definitely. That is, I'll go to my class, right? I go to my grades. If you observe in grades, I have my student that is Diksoochi, and there is a marks that I have scored. That student has scored 10 out of 10. Similarly, you add on many number of classes and you see different type of sessions and lectures, everything available one after the other. So this is how your Google Classroom works. So you can share many things. You can share different classes you want, materials you want to share, you share it here. Or you want to create a classwork, you go here, create, and there you can create assignment, quiz assignment, and question. Everything is possible. And you have an option of adding up Google Calendar and Drive, so that everything will be added with respect to your Drive. So even though you add any material here, you automatically find it in your Drive. There is an option called Classroom Drive. In the Drive, you will get an option. There you see that. Okay, that is one of the important things. So the next one that I'll be taking you through is Edmodo. So this Edmodo, many features are as same as that of whatever I have told you now. So you just type as edmodo.com. Okay, edmodo.com will take you to its website, that is Edmodo, right? If you are a new person here, you sign up. But if you ask me, I insist you go with login. When you click on login, it automatically takes you login with your Google account. It's one of the very important and a nice advantage you have with respect to the online or Edmodo login. For me, I have my own account, so I can log in with you by using that, or I'll use Google account. Since I have my UPK already logged in, automatically it leads directly to my Edmodo account. You click on login with Google account, automatically your Edmodo account takes you to Edmodo, right? That is one of the nice thing that you have with respect to Edmodo. You have, since I have an account, it will ask for a password for me. So I get into my class now. So this is my class. So I have multiple classes available. What is the biggest advantage of having Edmodo other than Google Classroom? If you observe here, someone has posted something here. So this is not a person who is there in my class, nor that person is my colleague. That is Mrs. Mayekar. If you observe here, this Mrs. Mayekar has posted something for us, right? So this member is not in my class, nor that person is my colleague, nothing. But where did this come from? Edmodo creates a platform just like Facebook that people who are sharing things with the world, you can see it here. This is a very big advantage. Student doesn't have to worry completely or depend only on the videos that we give. Sometimes they will not be able to, or they are not compatible with the video that we have given. So what they can do is this, they can search here. Simply they go to here and they search whatever I want. Let us say that a digital classroom. I say something like that. So when I type digital classroom and if I search, so I'll get multiple data that have been posted by different people all around the world. You can scroll down, you take up some data, whatever you want, you connect some classrooms, you join yourselves to some specific classrooms, you understand them. So this is the speciality we have with Edmodo. Edmodo creates a very nice platform with respect to the overall, the complete world has been connected by using this Edmodo, and it is completely free. Okay, that is one of the nice things that you can have. So in this, we have got multiple options. One is home. The other one you have is class management. So when you click on this class management, you see your classes. I have got multiple classes because I'm using these Edmodo software from many years. So I have got multiple classes, whatever that I handle. So these classes are available here, right? So when you want to get into a classroom, so let us say that I have a test class here available with me. So test means simply for specifically for some conditions we have created it. So here you can find members. So you get into the classes, you have got students, no students are joined here, but I can add multiple teachers. You observe that multiple teachers have been joined. So I have joined multiple teachers here. But the point is, no teacher can do any other operation unless you decide that teacher to be specifically a special feature you should give. So on every teacher that you have, right now I'm also a teacher here. I'm not the owner of the classroom. That's why I can't do anything. But for your classrooms, any other classrooms if you're speaking about, so I'll just create a new classroom for you. That would be better, right? I'll have a create a new classroom. So I click on create classroom. Same thing, whatever I did, demo class. I can describe it as demo description, demo simply, and higher. This is my higher education. This one range and subject is all. I'm just using it for all subjects. Simply just to give a demo, and I create a classroom. So once I create a classroom, my demo class automatically jumps in and gives an option to add students. If you want to create and add students, you click on add students, and you have an option of adding students in two different ways. One is that you add them with their names. So if I want to add someone, I can even search them with respect to their names and their email IDs. So if you give their email IDs and names, automatically it will join them into this classroom. Else, you can also use a different method, right? You invite the classrooms with the code. Just like in Google Classroom, you can have the code, and this code can be shared with all students, and you can invite them and they can join your class, right? So this is one of the other advantage we have with respect to the Edmodo, right? So for demo purpose, I'll go to my class only. I'll not add any student because it takes time. Simply it takes time. Okay, am I fast? I'm sorry. If I'm too fast, you can specify what was the point that you have missed out. I see comment saying that please go slow. Okay. I have some question here. Can you send that? Yeah, all the recordings of creating quiz and forms, whatever we are doing, will be available in YouTube for you. You can watch them anytime that you want. Okay. Yeah, marks will be transferred from Google Form to the Google Classroom. Its option is available. But in Edmodo, you have a better option. So if you ask me, I always prefer you to go for Edmodo. That's one of the advantage thing that I have. So I'm opening my own class now. So this is one of the class I have created many days ago. And if you observe, I have created many things. I have posted many things. I have asked my students to submit many things. I have created a poll here. This is a poll that I have created, and I have seen some of the responses from the students. So these things you can do, right? So I have even given small video lectures I have created, and I have given, students can also respond with respect to their videos. They have done a video and they have given me a video here, and they have submitted assignments to me. So this is a video that student has prepared. So all these things are here. So this is one of the advantages we have with respect to the Edmodo. So in the class, you can see that what is the dues. If you have created assignment, you can click on that what's due, and you can see that how many different type of assignments or quizzes have you created. I have created multiple quizzes here. So you can see that I have submitted, I have asked for some quiz. So I see here I can have created a quiz, and I can see how students have responded to my quiz. So what are the percentage of responses I have. See, I have got highest score of 5 out of 5 here, right? I have got 100% score. Some people have scored it. Some have, on an average, people have scored 3 for this quiz, and median of 4. So if I want to look into individual students, I go to students here, and I see what is the score of each and every student here, right? So and whether the student has viewed it and they responded it, all these things we can see here. This was a very simple quiz that I asked in the class, in between the class. You can see that. If suppose your student has not viewed it, you can send a reminder. If you click on this send a reminder, every student will get a reminder stating that there is a quiz to attend. Or you can customize the message. You can say that don't forget to take your quiz, it is due soon. Okay, or you can say that it is very important. Do whatever that you want. You just give whatever that the comments you want to add, and customize the message and click on send message. The message will be sent. This is one method. Then other thing is, the other advantage we have here is progress. When you click on this progress, you will be able to see the progress of each and every student and each and every class separately, individually for different class. So I'd say that I have gone to computer organization class that I have taken. So I have asked multiple tests and quizzes. If you observe here, right, can you see this? Quiz 2, quiz 1, unit 3, virtual memory. For all different quizzes, I have called many times. And even I have given an assignment. See here, I have given an assignment. When I click on an assignment, it will ask like how many of them are graded, what is the status of that, and everything is shown. See, can you see this here? At the right bottom corner, it shows. So you want to get into the assignment, you can get into the assignment, see what is happening there with respect to the assignment and everything you can do. And you can also see that whether the student has performed individually, what is the marks that they have scored, individual students have scored, everything you can observe with respect to each and every test or quiz that you have given. This is one of the very nice advantage you have. Other than that, you can export it. You click on export, you will get a complete Excel file generated and downloaded here. You can observe here, right? So you saw that there is a download that happened. So I click on that file and you can see individual student with their names and their marks, whatever that they have scored, coming up directly in an Excel sheet. So you don't have to enter data, nothing. So everything you can see. It will even calculate the total amount of marks also. So you can give priorities however you want. So I have got all my students here. So I have got each and every student specified with their USN here, and I can see the marks that they have scored in each and individual tests, and I can see that what is the overall total marks that they have got. So everything is observed here, right? This is an important thing that we can get, right? So this is actually giving us a lot of different extra it is reducing our complexities or work duty of us, right? Assessment is done very easily. So each and every quiz is not assessed by me, but it was assessed individually. It has been assessed by the Edmodo itself. When I create a quiz, I'll show how to create a quiz. So there you can just directly specify the correct answer. Automatically it will have that done, right? So where is all those things? In the library part, here you can see in library, I have given my quizzes, my assignments, everything you can see here, right? These are the polls. If you see the symbol here, these are the polls. But if you get into my quizzes, so these are the quizzes that I have created, right? If I want to create a new quiz, I say I'll click on this as a new quiz. I click quiz. So I create a new quiz. So I can do all those things. I'd say like again demo quiz. I give instructions. So I have given the instructions for them. So I get into the quiz questions here. So left hand side you have both, that is quiz details. I have given the details. I got quiz questions. I click on quiz questions. Now you get an option of each question. So here you can create questions of multiple formats, maybe true or false, or multiple choice, short answer, fill in the blanks, match the following, and multi-answer. So I'll give each demo for each of them. So if you want to create a true false, so digital classroom reduces the complexity, right? So digital classroom reduces the complexity. So it's one of the options that I have given. Automatically it will give you true and false. The answer is true, it's right. So you want to add a new question now. So I click on new question, add a new question, automatically a new question comes. So for this, I'm adding it as a multiple choice. So I'll say that it is multiple choice. So here I'll say that use of digital classroom is nice. So I can ask any different. I get very nice. It's like Paul, or I say nice, not nice, something, whatever the options you want, you can create. You can give the marks also. In the grading section, you give marks. Instead of 1, I give 2 marks. It's fine, nothing like that. So then you can also create a small, like fill in the blanks, short answer is a simple question, whatever that you want to do. I'll go for matching. So if you go for matching, match the following option. So in the match the following option, you create a question that is match the following. Here you will have a question, right? So I say that A, alphabet A, specific answer is number 1, the first letter it is. So I C, the specific answer is 3, and I say E, and the answer is 5, and I say J, one more I want to answer. If I want to add, I'd say J, the answer is 10. So I know that. But to add, confuse the students, you can add more. So you can add like it is 3 is done, 4, and you want to add something else as like confuse J with 9. I'm adding it as 9. So I can give marks. So this marks is given for per correct answer. So if I give 1 marks for each answer, then automatically this quiz will have 4 marks because I have 4 questions inside the matching. So this is how it is done. So you observe that at the top you can see there are 3 questions and total of 7 points are assigned for this question. Now if I want to assign, click on assign and it'll ask to whom you need to assign. So you specify any classroom you want. You want to assign for my class that is computer organization, I can assign that. Since I'm doing it here, I just do it for demo class. I have a demo class, I assign that demo class, and then I need to select the due date. I specify it as Wednesday. So I lock the due date. After due date means nobody will be able to see that. And I specify timings. I say 15 minutes of time I'm giving for this. So once they start taking the quiz, only 15 minutes will be given. Then you can randomize the question. You can add it to the gradebook. You can opt for like showing the results to the students, or you don't want to show them, you don't show them from one another. So you don't show them, but you can correct it later. You can show them the results after the due date. Such option is available. I say that assign it today by somewhere around I'll say that 8 p.m. it has to assign that. So it will automatically assign that. So this is how you can do this operation of assignment, assigning a. So these are the things that you are supposed to follow with respect to assigning a quiz or handling a quiz or other things. So this is how you can see that. And once after doing the quiz and everything, available in my quizzes every time. Whenever you want that data stored in your library, it will always be there in the library. So you can take it, you can utilize it whenever you want. Okay, many things are there. So other than that, I have also given some of the materials. I have shared materials. You can see that there is a material of a question paper I have shared here. So many things I have shared. I see that a lot of time I have consumed, like too much amount of time has been already completed. So I'll just brief out to the end of the session with respect to our takeaways and with respect to this. So what are the takeaways that we were able to take from this session is, first thing is that with respect to the need, what are the need of digital classrooms? What it will actually reduce the manual work or assessment work. It is completely reduced. So that is one of the important things that we have with digital classrooms. And we also saw what are the advantages of digital classrooms here. And we have seen the features of digital classroom here. And we have seen that how we can do a demo here. So we have given a demo with respect to too many things here. I know that there was too many things were considered here. I think it was a very big hectic for you all listening to me continuously, but we are available to you always with respect to the given email ID and WhatsApp, so that we will be responding to your doubts and clarifications. We will do every time. Okay. So the last implementation, if you want to implement all these things, you need a platform. So you need this implementation will help you in digital classrooms and online class time. You can become a prof. Other than these things, whatever that I have in my Diksoochi slide, the important thing that you should keep in your mind is why class would help you in increasing the easiness of teaching. But other than that, for some online teachers like live streams, so many people are there who are actually taking your online classes for marketers, online lectures available in YouTube or any Byju's. You will understand that what all the gestures and ethics you need to have, how you're supposed to prepare PPTs, all these things like this and everything. So these are the outcomes that you will be getting out of these things. So if you learn in a better way to understand things, then you can evolve yourselves. You can even, of course, the outcome of everything for everyone is somewhere around we are actually looking for money, that is my earning. So this will also help you in getting a very good earnings out of this. So these are the things that we have with respect to my complete presentation and demonstration. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, that is Diksoochi channel, whichever that you are watching the video right now. Do subscribe to our channel, and we will come back to you with many more things just like this giving you more information on other things and all that. So if you have any questions or anything to ask, you can just put them in the comment section right now. I'll be sharing you the quiz link and attendance link for today in a while, just in one or 2 minutes. Right now, any questions you have, you put them in the section. I'll be handing over the session to the principal of our college, JSS College, Gundlupet, for the conclusion and the vote of thanks. So please, sir. ಮೈಕ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್. ಮೈಕ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್. ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಮೈಕಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್. ಇಫ್ ನಾಟ್, ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಸರ್ ನಿಮ್ದು ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅವ್ರ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್. ಮಾತಾಡಿ. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಮಾತಾಡಿ. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮೈಕ್ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್. ಮೈಕ್ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆ ವಾಯ್ಸ್, ನಿಮ್ದು ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆ. ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
Both actually today, Dr. Nagendraswamy and you conducted wonderful sessions, and you took the participants in a attractive mode, and even actually you involved them actually effectively by giving what they expected, actually the food, actually the need of the hour, actually to conduct the online classes. Actually both of you actually conducted a wonderful session, and even actually 3.5 hours, more than 3.5 hours actually they're watching our YouTube channel regarding actually these sessions. Anyway, that this webinar come to a good end actually, with a lot more participants have taken actively part in this webinar, and by their responses we can see that actually how they are responded and how they received from the good things from us. And actually I already, as I told you, it's a need of the hour. Particularly the COVID-19 in fact actually made us to use the ICT in a better way, and actually to cater the needs of the student in the virtual manner. In that regard, actually in the all over the world, actually 143 countries, they locked down their schools and colleges. 1.2 billion children, they are out of the class. By using this technology, we can reach the students, and even we can convince the parents, and we can make the students actually involve in this kind of activities. And particularly what we have planned according to that, actually before the organizing this program, Dr. Nagendraswamy sir has actually guided us, and actually to have this kind of session. Anyway, the sessions in fact actually reached our participants, and it has created a new waves by using the recent tools and technology in conducting effective class and effective classroom ambience, by using the multimedia and by using the latest apps to reach the students and to cater their needs and expect to reach their expectation out of the class, out of the classroom. In fact, anyway, we have achieved something, that we have created a new avenues for the teachers to conduct the classes in a better manner. Anyway, I would like to extend my gratitude, sincere gratitude to the Diksoochi team, as well as Dr. Nagendraswamy and DS Guru actually. Anyway, it is my duty to extend my gratitude to the worked behind this success of this webinar, and it's my sincere that I have to show my sincere gratitude. But at first, at the outset, I offer my pranams to the Suttur Guru Parampara. I'm extending my sincere gratitude to the Executive Secretary Dr. Mysuru sir, who has guided us and actually who has hello, is it audible?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sir.
We
Go ahead. Go
encourage
ahead.
to have this kind of webinar. I'm extending my sincere gratitude to the Executive Secretary of JSS Mahavidyapita. The same line, Professor Marubada Mallikarjuna, the College Education Director, who kind enough to have this kind of webinar. He encourages us to take up this program. I extend my sincere gratitude to Professor Marubada Mallikarjun sir. And another important responsible person, actually, Niranjan Murthy sir. He is always actually encouraging us to take up this kind of task. Actually, I'm extending B. Niranjan Murthy sir. I extend my gratitude to Diksoochi technocrats team, actually, who have run the show from the last two days show effectively, and they didn't give any room to the participants to go away from the session. Actually, entire credit goes to Diksoochi team, particularly Ullas. Actually, Ullas, since from the yesterday to till, actually, his enthusiasm and his involvement and his commitment and his professional attitude, which we can see.
Thank you, sir.
Anyway, thank you very much, Ullas, and even Raghottam Ramesh and other your team, actually, those who are behind the success of this webinar. They helped you. Actually, I'm extending my sincere gratitude on behalf of the college and my organization or my management.
Pleasure, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thanks to Dr. Nagendraswamy sir. Actually, I have to mention here again, and he's the one who inspired us, and actually one who gave an idea to have this kind of webinar, and actually to reach the teachers and those who are actually lovers of using modern technology. And while discussing, actually, he initiated and actually he put it in a nutshell manner, that topic and everything. Actually, that credit goes to Dr. Nagendraswamy sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. And you are the part of our organization, our college, as a governing council member, and you are also part of this program since from the last 2 days. And actually, again, I have to extend my gratitude to DS Guru sir. Actually, with all busy schedule, he has given time to us, and actually he took part in the webinar, and he addressed that by keynote address, actually, and it was effective, and he created some amount of interest among the participants. Thank you. I thank Professor Guru sir also. And I have to thank my friend MJ Prakash. He has taken a lot of pain and lot of interest he has shown by organizing this program. I thank MJ Prakash and IQAC coordinator Mariswamy and other persons, actually, who are behind the success of this webinar. Last but not least, that Dr. Vannegowda, he took this program as his department's program. And I thank him that Professor Vannegowda is being with us, and actually he encouraged and actually was part of the entire program. Thank you very much, sir, Vannegowda sir. And I thank all the participants all over the India, persons from Bihar, persons from Odisha, persons from participants from Haryana, Punjab, and all are actually registered and they took the part. And actually, I think we have reached some of your expectation. That I thank all the participants in this webinar. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, Ullas. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your small and a very brief thank you gave.
Ullas, I'm not audible. I'm not hearing.
Thank you, sir.
ನನ್ನ ಮಾತು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್? Are you able to listen to me?
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆ ಉಲ್ಲಾಸ್.
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆ. ಸರ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಡ್ಫೋನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್, ನಮಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತದೆ, ನಮ್ಮಿಬ್ರು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ನಾಗೇಂದ್ರ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತದೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾತು ನನಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ನನಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆ.
ಹಲೋ
ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ನನಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆ.
ಹಲೋ
ನಮಗೆ ಕಾಣಲ್ಲ.
ಹಲೋ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
ಹಾ ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೂ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆ, ನನಗೂ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆ.
ನಾನು ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಸರಿ
ಆಯ್ತಾಯ್ತು, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಹೆಡ್ಫೋನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ.
ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
ಸರ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಮೈಂಡ್, ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಡ್ಫೋನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡಿ ನಿಮ್ದು ಒಂಚೂರು.
ಹೌದಾ ಸರ್? ಬನ್ನಿ ಸರ್, ಬನ್ನಿ. ಹಲೋ
ಸರ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್?
ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Thank you sir, thank you so much for a very nice and very thanksgiving that you gave for us. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ and so behalf of our team, Diksoochi team, I thank the complete the college team who have helped us in bringing out this complete very wonderful 2 days national level webinar FDP. I thank the principal and the complete team who have completely communicated continuously, and so you have been a very good guide for us, sir, making corrections and all those things. Thank you so much. The Diksoochi team will always be very much thankful to you. With respect to the next upcoming events also, we have learned a lot from you also. So thank you so much, sir. And I thank Dr. HSN sir, for giving this opportunity, because he was the person who actually built the bridge between us and the college, and who were able to give us an opportunity to do this FDP here. So behalf of all the participants and the Diksoochi team, I thank sincerely Dr. HSN Swamy sir. Sir, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ullas. I thank the effort rendered by Principal and Nagendraswamy sir, and also and also the Ullas. I think with all your support and efforts, this has become a very grand success. So thank you very much for all the support from your side. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
sir. Thank you, Ullas sir. Thank you, Nagendraswamy sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Finally, I thank Mr. Prakash, who was there as a complete communicator, who actually continuously who was there with me every time. So we have got a lot of comments here. I'm just gonna brief here simply for you all. So they have been like, they are bringing up very big comments. I may not be able to everybody's comments. Sorry for that. But some of them have given up some of the comments like, thank you so much with respect to the information, because the complete sessions, all the sessions were informative, they have said. And some of them have given a very proper thanks to the complete team of JSS Mahavidyapita and the college. And they have given, they're asking, okay, and they have said that it is a very useful session. They have said both the sessions were very nice. Behalf of my staff, they are also thanking behalf of their staffs and everyone, and they are thanking Mahavidyapita and excellent resource persons. Thank you so much for all your feedbacks. Your feedbacks are very important, both positive and negative. We'll accept, because we are here to evolve together. So you tell us what is the mistake and we correct it, and you ask for whatever the doubts you have, and we try to correct it, and we grow together, we evolve together. Thank you so much for being here with us for this long duration. And both the days, I think we have taken a bit more time than specified time because of some other complexities here, that's all. So I hope you have enjoyed this session, and this is the final day with respect to the FDP webinar we have. So I'll be just concluding this day right now, thanking everyone. I thank my team, because who are sitting there in a different place, and they are working continuously. They are connected to me here in the call, and they are continuously feeding me everything. So we are able to manage things together. So I thank my complete team. It's a very big thanks to everyone. So and behalf of everyone here, that is from the college, Vidyapita, and every participants, I thank my team also for being there as a big support for me. And I thank everyone for being here. Thank you everyone for your presence here. Your feedback and your attendance link will be shared in just 2 or 3 minutes once of the completion of this session, and please respond to it. And some of them have asked for the reopen of attendance for yesterday's, since they were not able to attend properly, something like that. So with the permission of principal later, I'll open it for 1 hour or something like that. That's all, not for more than that. So if you are really here with us, and if you want to take the quiz for yesterday's session, then you can take that session quiz for only 1 hour, not more than that. Okay, today's session quiz and attendance will be completed or closed by day end, that is 10 p.m. tonight. And addition to it, with respect to e-certificate, certificate for every participant who have registered and who have attended the quizzes on both the days will be sent to your emails in next 3 days. So since we have got somewhere around 800 to 850 participants, I think you people can understand that the complexity of for us to prepare certificates for you all. So it would take some time, like 3 to 4 days, that's all. So by the end of this week, we will promise you that you will get the e-certificate from the college side to your individual emails. Okay, so you will get individual emails only. I'm telling you specifically again, your registration is important. If you have registered and then you have taken the quiz and test, then only you will get the certificate, and that certificate will be authorized by the principal of JSS College, Gundlupet. So every certificate that will be dispatched from our side will be authorized only after the authority of the JSS College principal. Then only we will dispatch the certificate. So this is to conclude. And yeah, of course, many are asking for, like, don't forget to call us for next future webinars. Definitely, we will not forget you all. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you so much for your patience. And we will definitely come back to you with many things more advantageous and more advanced for you all. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sir, please.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, sir. So we can end the meeting, sir. So I'll just be there interacting with the YouTube channel for some time, because if they're asking for some question, I'll just answer their questions.
End the session. Thank you very much, Ullas.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Nagendraswamy, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Ananda.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So anything you have to ask me, you are most welcome now. You are open to that. You can ask me now. So any doubt you have, I'll be able to respond to you. I'm just looking at your comments window here right now. Please share the presentation sessions. Yes, definitely we will share the PPTs for you all. So we will share the PPTs in PDF format. The PPTs are shared by Dr. HSN also. So I'll share that also with you with respect to your email. When we are sending your, once we send your certificates properly, so then we will conclude the list of participants and everything properly, and we'll share it definitely in your mail, through your mail. Yeah, Amritesh, don't be very sad. We are definitely sharing the PPT for you. We will definitely share it for you. Yeah, no. Attendance and feedbacks links are not shared. I'm just sharing it right now for you all in the WhatsApp. And in the mail, you will get it maybe in another 15 to 20 minutes. Right now in the software, you will get it here right now. In the WhatsApp, you're getting it here. Just check your WhatsApp. The links have been shared already there. So the link for your, sorry. Oh, sorry. I think I've shared the YouTube link again. Yeah. Okay, so I have shared the attendance link in your WhatsApp groups. You can use them here. You can attend the quiz now. So okay, you can answer them. So if you have any doubts, please put them in the comment section. I'll just respond to it if you have. So thank you, sir. It was a pleasure to give this webinar to you all. Thank you so for your positive responses here. Yeah, I convey all the thanks to my team, complete team, sir. Thank you.